Yo guys, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we're training 51 minutes of chess. Yeah, I should update the number of subs we have. I think we're up to like 3,070 last time I checked, like a few days ago. So that's close enough. But yeah, basically, the last couple streams, in all honesty, have been kind of trash. Actually, no, the one in Chiang Mai was alright, but last stream, it cut out early, and I wasn't feeling the chess training, and I wanted to just get on with. I wasn't feeling the streaming. I should say. Like, I ended up training some chess watching someone else's stream, but today I'm in like a better mood. I think I've just kind of got things a bit more under control. So yeah, we can actually get to business, and I'm very excited today because I had a pretty nice idea of an idea for a stream, which was basically to do a speedrun kind of challenge of all of these. Okay, let me. How should I do this? I need a better. I need a better stand for my phone. Maybe let's put it this side actually, so it doesn't interfere with my mouse. Yeah, because my phone has chat on it, so if I don't. I need to be able to read chat, but I don't want it to block like any of the puzzles or whatever. So my idea for today is I want to try and speedrun these advanced motifs. And the really stupid thing is that I realized that I don't even have it completely clear in my head. Like, I know what like interference, deflection, clearance, I know what all of these terms mean, but it's like, when it actually comes to like playing a game of chess, it doesn't come into my head like, oh, here's a deflection tactic. It's like, if I see a fork, I'll see a fork, but I don't see a deflection tactic, it's something that either happens or it doesn't, but it's not like I'm really feeling the themes, right? So I want to feel the themes, and I think a good way to do it would actually be to try and do a speedrun of basically doing 5 of each exercise and then moving on. So there are 9 topics here, so 9 times 5, 45. So my aim will be to do these puzzles and choose like the easier category of the puzzles. And aim to try and hit a puzzle per minute is the goal. Right, so I'm gonna try, and I'll log into Ponziani Ghost actually to do this. But yeah, we're gonna try. I'll do it on Cooked. Maybe Cooked would be better. Let me see what my puzzles rating is on Cooked. Oh, I don't even have any puzzles. That's kind of annoying. Nah, okay, then let's do it on Ghost. I'm just a bit annoyed that. Actually, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what? It'll be fine. Let's do it on Ghost. So, yeah, we're gonna do a speedrun of these puzzles. I want to get more quick and good at these advanced motifs. But yeah, before we get onto that, I just wanted to share with you something else, which was today I finally had a bit of time to myself, and I headed over to the Red Knight Chess Cafe, and I studied this book, Chess for Life. Predominantly written by Matthew Sadler. Natasha, I think, has assisted in certain areas. But yeah, a lot of the annotations are by Matthew. And the book is basically I think 12 chapters, each interviewing and discussing the kind of chess lives of a different prominent grandmaster. And I had the joy and pleasure today of reading about this grandmaster called Sergei Tivyakov, who has reached 2700 a few times. And it was so fascinating, everything I was reading here. I should also mention that I met a guy at the Red Knight Cafe, this guy called Kian. So if he's watching the stream, that's pretty cool because he asked me about streaming actually. But yeah, we actually went through a game together. We had a look at Tivyakov's favorite game. And the cool thing was that it was a very close position. It was this typical kind of where you've exchanged sacks, you've sacked a rook for a knight, and you have a position where you've got knight against rook, but it's very closed and you've got some squares to play on. And I paused at several moments to try and find the right plan, and I found the correct moves every time. So it's really promising to me to see that if I was playing in Tivyakov's shoes, I actually would have found those moves and I would have beaten this GM. Yeah, so it's like it was really, really like rewarding to go through that game, and actually Tivyakov's style actually I think definitely resembles my own, and like some of the like discussions here were just awesome. I mean, the first thing to mention here on this page, I took photos of many pages, but I mean I could do a whole stream on this, right? But one cool thing that Tivyakov did was that basically he just stuck to like one repertoire and never wavered from it. So he only played e4, he never played d4, he never played anything else, and just stuck to it. And also for black against d4, he always played this Queen's Indian / Nimzo Indian and never changed his whole career. And I don't exactly know what his repertoire was against e4. Matthew doesn't go into it, but what he did do is play over 120 games of classical chess already as a grandmaster, playing this Queen d6 Scandinavian. And okay, in fairness, like nowadays, people are even more booked up and computer prepared than they were even like 10 years ago. So already it's a bit unrealistic to play Queen d6 at like a 2700 GM level. But what was fascinating to me was, do I have the right page up? Yeah, look at this. So basically, there were many, many reasons actually. Did I take a picture of this page? I don't think I did. But basically, Matthew breaks down like 8 different reasons why Tivyakov was able to play the Scandinavian at such a high level. And this was just one of the amazing statistics involved, where basically Tivyakov, this statistics, basically Natasha had prepared this for Matthew, and it shows that from the opening, there are several times, many, many times in fact, where white has actually got an advantage from the opening between plus 0.5 and plus 1, which is, a pretty significant advantage from the opening. And despite this, we still have such an overwhelming majority of games won or drawn in the end. So it shows that despite that computer evaluation, black is able to understand the position better, outplay the opponent, and turn the game around ultimately. So yeah, this is like really just investigate this chart for yourself. This is the assessment after 15 moves. This is from the Queen. This is from the Queen d6 Scandinavian, and just look at these results. Like it's really impressive. So there were some really nice like sub chapters here describing like what exactly it took to make this repertoire work. But it really made me think about my own repertoire, especially with like my modern Benoni against d4, and I really feel like it's something I can make work, implementing some of the ideas that Matthew kind of like touched upon in this chapter. So fantastic chapter on Sergei Tivyakov in this book. And to be honest, I really would love to just go back to the Red Knight Cafe now and just like read some more of this book, like try another chapter. But the place closes at 8. So maybe if I get a bit of time, I'll even go tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, fantastic chapter. From this book. I don't know how the others will go, but this one on Tivyakov was like top notch. But okay, without further ado, I see that the clock has just gone 45 minutes, so let's actually start the speedrun. We're going to try and do 5 easier puzzles of all of these, and we're going to try and do it in 45 minutes or 44 minutes and 48 seconds. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything from chat. No, okay, people are just chilling. Okay, let's go. So attraction, let's do 5 of these and then move on. So let's make these slightly easier, even though they're not going to be easy for me. Actually, this looks very easy, right? It's just check and then mate. Am I tripping, or is this really easy? Okay, maybe this is too easy. In that case, let's just do normal. I don't know why it's so easy. Let's just do normal. Okay. So attraction, puzzle. So it's basically about like luring the opponent onto a square, and then basically like wrecking them with some super duper move. So even with the theme in mind, it's not natural to me. Like I really need to do a lot more of these before it becomes natural. Like I don't have these instincts, which is why I had this idea to try and make use of this. I'm suddenly seeing the idea of rook check and luring the king onto g7 and then giving a mate like this. That would be really nice if we can pull it off. But what options do they have? They can't block because of a pin. If they come to h5, then what? Ah, then we've got bishop e2. I didn't even see this. If they take the pawn, we give mate like this. If we give the check, they can take as well. Yeah, so I think this is the answer. Nice. Okay, I was probably a bit slower on that. That's 2. But guys, you can really tell the energy difference, right? Between today and like Friday, right? And this is like one problem I definitely have, because I mean, like in a long tournament, when you play 9 rounds, you need to basically be able to maintain a level of hype for yourself and level of confidence and level of skill across these 9-round tournaments, and you can't really have these like off days. So yeah, it's but I guess maybe it's natural as well. I mean, we saw that Ding as well. Like Ding like had a terrible blunder yesterday and then came completely bouncing back today. So I mean, it could just be very natural that, you know, we have these ups and downs and you just try and do the best you can. Okay. Obviously, it's going to be some kind of like attack on the king side, but how to make it work? I mean, bishop takes h2 looks tempting. Like king takes h2, queen h4, king g1. But I don't really know. Maybe knight takes f2, threatening mate. Rook takes f2. Queen takes f2. I don't really see it. Attraction. I don't even see what we're trying to attract here. I mean, could it be like something like this? I don't know. Also, for people watching, you're welcome to suggest the answer if you see it first. But yeah, I'm really not seeing this one. Bishop h2, king h2, queen h4, king g1. Surely there's something here. See, this is why I don't play these kind of positions. Like, I'm so bad at like dealing with this kind of attack. Like, it doesn't jump out at me at all when I try and play these positions. So I really avoid them. Which makes tactics like this. Oh, there's a rook on a1 that's vulnerable. So maybe that could be some kind of tactic like this with this. Like, I would never see this. Okay, I just saw it, but like, you know, this is really tough for me. So maybe it's something to do with this lack of development. Maybe I should have picked up on that. Like, there's some lack of development. This can be vulnerable. So maybe it's just knight f2. Rook f2, king f2, queen f6. Yeah, that probably is it. Knight f2, I mean, how bad is it for them, really? Could they just move the queen? But still, we've won that pawn. I mean, that counts for something. I think let's go for it. Oh, it's not right. Okay, at least Chandra, we both had the same idea, but we're wrong. Yo, Peter, we're doing like a speed run, but a very slow speed run, which I'm failing. That I want to do all of the advanced motifs. So basically, I want to do all of these advanced Lichess Tactics motifs, do 5 each, and try and do do 45. So 9 times 5 in 45 minutes. But it was going very well at first. I did the first 2 in like 10 seconds, and then this one I got wrong. I thought the answer might be something to do with this, and trying to go queen f6 and pick up this rook. But apparently knight f6 is not the correct... Knight takes f2 is not the correct answer. Bishop takes h2. I mean, yeah, I mean, we can guess at like attractive moves, but like, do we have the full line? Like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it after this. Unless the point is now we go knight f2 and this is like some better version because rook f2, king f2 and... But I don't know. We've like sacrificed a lot. I don't know. It probably is this, but I don't understand why. Like, I didn't see why. I looked at both of these moves. I looked at this move. I didn't see how they won. I mean, knight f2 looked promising because even if bishop takes rook, we can just take back with the rook and keep defense on the knight. But the thing is... Also, Peter, congrats on the London Chess Classic. I saw that you played and you actually had a really good event. So, yeah, good job. Because I know that you said you're a bit out of practice and stuff, so to have such a strong result, like, given the circumstances, like, yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, how did you get in the zone so quickly in order to play, like, these super strong guys? I mean, apart from just being good at chess, like, what else did you do? Rook lift? Wow, I mean, do we really have the time? That would be insane. Oh, for God's sake. I hate these kind of puzzles. So annoying. Bro, I don't even know. There's some attraction move here? Or was that, I guess the bishop takes h7 was already the attraction, but I don't see it. Wait, hold on a sec. If we take, and they take, we've just won material, no? We've won a rook and 2 pawns. We can even take with the queen. For some reason, I thought we were, like, material down. But we can literally take this. For God's sake. I couldn't count. I thought this was nothing, though. Oh, and rook lift now. That's the move I missed. Okay. Well, first of all, I thought we were material down here. It turns out we're not even material down, but secondly, we've got this rook lift, which I didn't see. Okay, that's good to see. Now we know. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're massively down on the clock. We've spent 10 minutes on 3 puzzles, so we are really behind. But okay, we can catch up. So this one looks a lot more tempting to play this move in the sense that if they take, we've got this check, and then we give a mate. But the problem is this isn't a check, right? So they can give a check here, and that looks a bit scary. I mean, we could take once though. They can take back, and we've still got the same threat. So then I think it's just this. Yeah. Oh, they can come to g6 as well. I completely missed this. Oh, I got so lucky then. I literally thought king g8 was forced and I just mate on g8, but I completely missed this. So what the hell happens here? Maybe I can play bishop f6? But they can always sack or something to get out of it. I mean, it feels a bit dodgy. Oh, man. I mean, this is why I'm doing these puzzles as well, right? Like, I actually suck at it, so I need to get better. Check king here. Oh, is that a mate? Oh my god. Rook h6 check, king takes, and bishop e3. I don't even... Like, what the hell is that mating that? Oh, but then they can block with the queen. That's annoying. Hold on, so does this win? I mean, we've already sacked a rook, though. I mean, this is pretty problematic. They can come here. We can take, they take back. What's the material like there? We're actually just the rook down. I mean, we can play rook here and we're probably fine, but... I mean, in fairness, in the starting position, we are a lot of material down, so probably that's the best we've got. Yeah. And then this was my idea. Unless there's something better, but I think that has to be the idea. And this was my thoughts. I mean, yeah, this time it doesn't make sense to win it like this because we lose a rook in the process, whereas this is just a bishop. I think this is enough. I mean, I don't think we've got more than that in this position. Yeah. Okay, nice. We got that. Good stuff. Yeah, g7 is close to queening. Nice. Peter says, thanks, I had more promising positions that I lost. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. But I mean, okay, I still thought you got a good result overall. So I mean, I like, even so, I think you did well, at least from what I understand. Oh boy, we have some more spam. I swear it's actually really funny, guys. Like this person who is writing this spam about like the videos are fake. It's like this weird kind of like chess law that is going around, where it's like any like decently big chess channel has experienced someone writing a long essay on why their videos are fake. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's like this one guy who is like, I don't know, having a bit of a mental breakdown and writing these posts, or if it's like a cult of different like people like teaming together to write these things. I actually don't know, but it's really mysterious to me. I mean, Jerry, if you could share on like what the community is behind these comments, I would love to hear it. I'm very interested. Maybe we could even collab on some cultish ideas. But you know, like, yeah, I have no words. I mean, like it's such a weird like kind of like spam, but it's almost got its own lore. Like I was reading about it like on Twitter or Reddit or something. It was quite interesting. Anyway, well, thanks for the comment, Jerry. Chandra said there's bishop e3. Nice job. G7 close to queening. Oh, I didn't read on. Jerry says, bro, I'm saying they don't seem fake. Whoops. Okay, that's my fault for only reading the first sentence. I just assumed. Oh, okay. Oh, so who's saying that my videos are fake then? Because I mean, what would there be to fake? I mean, I'm so trash at this game. Like, what is there to fake? For real. But okay, that's cool. So I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I'm even confused that like Jerry, you'd make that comment, because it's like, I mean, I feel like this like fake video is like so absurd to me. I mean, like, let's say like if someone accuses someone of cheating, that makes some sense, right? Because like, you know, people might cheat to try and win the game, but faking the videos, like, what is there to fake? I don't even understand the premise of it. That's why I find it so funny. Dan Savage says, hey, do you think the personality of a player comes out in their play? I asked Matthew Sadler today on his stream, and he said elements of personality do. What are your thoughts? Oh, absolutely. I think it's so clear, and so many of the like strongest chess players really play in tune with their like kind of emotions and personality. I mean, there's this famous story of Petrosian, you know, meditating in his room for an hour before every tournament round, and basically would just be trying to work out what his emotions are, and deciding based on his mood, in which in some ways is like his personality, right? Is he in like an aggressive mood? Is he in like a calm mood? And actually choose like his kind of opening play and his progression of his game based on this, right? So this is pretty wild. But yeah, no, I think personality definitely can come out in your chess, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like a perfect match, right? Because I think like, for instance, for me, I feel like I've got some like maybe like chaoticness about me, which I don't think comes out in my chess, or at least I try and subdue, right? It's almost like I appreciate this as an aspect that is ruining my chess, and I don't want that. So unless I'm able to channel that chaotic side into a positive way in my chess, which I think is possible, and some players have managed it. I mean, I think one example of that would be, what's the guy's name? It's this Armenian grandmaster beginning with the letter V, but he used to play a very positional style, and then he kind of like looked inwards in terms of like his kind of like personality and character, and then switched to a much more aggressive dynamic style, and just instantly gained like 200 elo and made GM. I think it was Veganian, actually. Veganian. He was like an IM at the time, and then made the switch. So yeah, I think it's definitely legit. I was talking to another guy in a live stream. Oh, this is so interesting to me, because I'm so curious of this lore behind the faking videos stuff, right? So, okay, it was on Dina Blanca's stream. We were discussing channels. A guy with screen name Howard Horn said Chess Lifestyle is fake, and someone accused Dina of faking games too. Oh, Dean. Okay, I'm drawing some links here, because I think it was on one of Dina's posts, or maybe someone else posted and Dina commented, and I commented on Dina's comment. I joined in, right? I joined in the whole discussion. So there must be some guy who saw this whole thread on Twitter or on Reddit, this Howard Horn. I reckon he must have seen it, and now suddenly anyone who is like on the bandwagon of like trash talking this kind of like character is also getting called out for being fake. So that's very funny to me. That's very funny. Like some guy is having like a whale of a time, just like calling out all of these people, and then like, but it's always on different accounts as well. So I think it must be this one guy on different accounts accusing people of faking their videos, whatever that means. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. I mean, some people really have too much time, but okay. I mean, whatever you want to do with your life, I mean, I'm not gonna judge. What style do you play with Dan? Since you have no personality? Wait, Memento Mori, are you who I think you are? Because the person I have thought was Memento Mori this whole time doesn't know Dan. So that's very confusing. So Memento Mori, I thought Memento Mori was a guy called Sean, but it can't be Sean because Sean doesn't know Dan. So I give up trying to remember who's who. That's funny. Anyway, welcome Safsara. I'm trying to do a speedrun, evidently failing because I am too busy chatting. But Knight f6 looks good. That was like my first impression. Bishop takes g7. Bishop takes f6, queen h7. So what else can be played? Oh my god, I can't believe we're still on the first topic. We actually need to speed up. You know what? I'm not ending the stream until I do all 45 exercises. I don't care if it takes 5 hours. Probably it will at this rate, but no, we're doing all of these exercises. I mean, this is definitely attraction, right? This is the right theme. I also want to know who Memento is. Who the hell is Memento? Because this whole time, Memento, you've been joining these streams. I thought you were a friend of mine called Sean. Because, oh god, it's not even Sean. Who is? Oh, I'm actually so done. Yeah, that makes sense though, because Sean normally joins on a different channel called like Quinn Campois, and I just thought he had 2 accounts because Memento Mori is like another tag that he goes by. So like, I mean, maybe you and Sean would be great friends, to be honest, because like, why would 2 people have the same tag Memento Mori? Is that a Harry Potter thing? Actually, I probably should know this. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, let's moving on. Yeah, that was a pretty good roast on Dan, I have to say. I mean, maybe Dan just plays like an engine, right? Like he's got no personality, so he just plays engine moves. I mean, we'll take that. Memento is Joe? But which Joe? I feel like there are 2 Joes from Bristol. Wait, Dan, you're from Bristol, right? I can't remember everyone's backstories, man. There's too many people. Right, welcome Joe to the stream. Whoever you are. I'm sure I know you, but I'm too cooked to like recall everyone's backstories and everyone's names. Like I'll know who you are, but I don't remember yeah, people's names and people's tags is too difficult for me, you know. Okay, what's this move? Knight f6, rook takes f6. Like, what am I doing? This sucks. Also, I have a request from, what was it, Jerry. I have a request for Jerry if he's still watching. Next time you're watching a Dina stream and you see that Howard Horn guy, can you ask him to elaborate on what he means by faking the videos? I'm just so curious what's going on in his head. Like, I'm curious what he means by faking videos. Like, what does faking videos mean? Like, am I AI? Is that what he means? Like, does he think that I'm not a real person? Did I just get Joe Mahmood? I'm actually so done. I'm so done. I don't deserve this. For God's sake. I just got Joe Mahmood. Okay, anyway. I don't know what I'm calculating this. Let's actually think. Oh, God. Rook g7 actually looks good with knight f6, but I don't know. Rook g7, king g7, knight f6. This looks so strong. I mean, in a blitz game, I would be too much of a wimp to play it. 2 years ago, I would have played it instantly and probably lost. So okay, let's actually work it out. Rook g7, king g7, knight f6. We're threatening mate. We're also threatening like rook e7, which looks promising. I don't even see a good way how they stop. Rook g7, king g7, knight f6, h5. We go gh6. Actually, what is the correct notation for this? I actually don't know this. When you take en passant, do you write g takes h6? You do, right? You don't say g takes h5. G takes h6. King h8. We're still an exchange down. But then, no. I was going to say rook e7, but then we lose the knight. See, this is a move I would play in blitz 2 years ago and I'd lose. Knight f6. Rook f6 is forced. Is it forced? Probably forced. It looks forced. I mean, knight f6, if they play h5. Is h5 actually good there? See, this is why I don't attack the king, guys. Like, there's so many ways to win a damn game of chess. It's like, why do I want to put myself through the stress of, like, finding this only line to win? It's just, it's... I don't know, let me put it like this, right? Imagine you have 2 careers. One, you can just get a steady line of work and slowly work your way to a millionaire, right? No risk, you just get the £1 million, you win the game, life is good, we're all happy, right? Or, you can walk on a tightrope, and if you get to the end of the tightrope, you get that same £1 million, but you can also drop off and fall off at any point. It's like, of course I'm going to choose the steady road, right? And the fact that, like, everyone's obsessed with checkmating the king, it's like, you guys are crazy. Like, why would I do this? Like, if I don't see this move, I can lose this game. When I'm in a position where I'm winning, where I could have just grinded my opponent out strategically and win that way. You know what I mean? Exactly, Yanis! How would this video, like, how can I be faking when I'm this bad at these puzzles, right? It's actually embarrassing. Even more embarrassing for Howard to even suggest that I can be faking this. Like, what is there to fake? I wish I was faking something because, like, it's actually embarrassing. Also, welcome Yanis to the stream. Oh, God. I mean, Yanis, I remember I said, like, I would appreciate when you send me puzzles, and you sent me this, like, pawn endgame puzzle, and, like, the tag was just, like, extra hard, and you know, I can't even do this, right? It's like, you know, doing this extra hard pawn endgame puzzle, I mean, one day, but for now, it's like, I really need to sort out these basics, because if I can't do this, it's like, it's really a problem. Really a problem. Which is why I'm doing, like, for anyone joining the stream now, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to do a speed run of all of, like, the advanced motifs on Lichess. And I'm trying to do 5 puzzles of each and then move to the next one. I got the first, I've done 4. I'm going so slowly, I can't do this. I can't work it out. Alright, let's chill. Let's try and solve this. What candidate moves do we have? What's going on in the position? We've got this knight jumping in. We've got a rook on the 7th. We've got pressure on h7. So candidate moves. We've got checks. We've got rook g7. We've got queen h7. We've got knight f6. All of our captures are also checks, except for knight takes d6, which looks very wrong. So it has to be one of rook g7, queen h7, or knight f6, right? So knight f6 is very forcing. Oh, you see? I didn't even understand that knight f6 was a check, right? So I was saying knight f6, h5, right? This is how like ruined I am with tactics. So knight f6 is a check. So knight f6 forces rook takes f6. Now in this position, one thing to add, Dan, sorry, I'm getting distracted, but one thing to add, Dan, about like the personality thing with chess, I think when you're a strong chess player, and you have a personality that would suit a style of chess, then it works very well. But if you have a personality that would ruin your chess, then I don't think it works well. I think there are so many people in this world that are bad at chess, and I think their personalities actually cap them in terms of their level. I think they have, like, I can see certain, like, aspects of them as people. That means that they're just, like, not able to play a good game of chess. Like, there are many factors, right? And I think you can even throw in some personality factors that would affect your ability to play good chess. So I think, like, probably there are certain personality traits that aren't helpful, and if you just stay completely in tune with them, they're not going to help. Like what I'm doing now, right? Like I can't even methodically think through this simple exercise because I'm too chaotic. So it's like, you know, these aspects, like, you need to, like, kind of tone down. But, like, in general, I think there definitely is, like, some merit to playing in tune with, like, the kind of style you want to give. Like, maybe it's not even necessarily your personality you show on the surface, it's your personality you are deep inside. It's like you get some people who are very shy in real life, but then they play very explosive chess. And in reality, deep inside, they're very explosive people, but maybe they've got some insecurities, which is why they're very shy. But inside, they're very explosive. And I think if you play in tune to that, like, I think you really will do well. But I think most people gravitate towards it anyway. I don't think it's like... Yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Anyway, let's get back to it. So knight f6, rook f6 is forced. Now what candidate moves do we have? We've got rook g7. Oh, we've got rook e8, but that looks trash. I mean, they just put the rook back on f8. So knight f6, rook f6. I don't see anything else except for rook g7, king g7. Oh my god, and then just pawn takes f6, and that surely has to be winning. Or is it? Knight f6, rook f6, rook g7, king g7? Pawn takes f6, check? Maybe king g8? No, king g8, there's f7 check and we pick up the rook. So, where else can they go? They go king h8. Then we go rook e7. They go h5. I don't really see it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really see it. Let me just double check that. Knight f6, rook g7, king g7, pawn f6, king h8. There's really nothing here. I don't see anything. So okay, let's try a different line. Let's start with rook g7, king g7. Now we've got, like, queen f6, queen h6, we've got knight f6. You see how tragic my chess career has been, though? Because, like, when I used to play in this style and I would get these winning positions, this was my problem. I just couldn't find the finishing blow. And I remember, like, a few years ago, I had a ridiculous stat. I had 8 winning positions against 2200s and above, and I won 1 game out of 8. Like, completely winning, like, +3. +3 and above, where I just need to find a simple combination like this, and I couldn't find it. Like, if I had won all of those games, like, you know, I'm gaining, like, 150 elo or something. But I just can't see this. I can't see this. Which is why I had to change style, you know? Like, it's really tough for me. Really, really tough. I'm not checking chat because I'm scared that someone's just given the answer, which by this point I would hope so, you know? Rook g7, king g7, queen h6 looks interesting because if king f7 and queen takes h7 forces the king out into the open, and at the very least we have knight somewhere like g3 to hit the queen, or knight d6 or something. Looks very promising, right? So rook g7, king g7, queen h6. I would suspect that the king would have to go back to g8 or h8. But again, it doesn't feel that good. I mean, go knight f6 and they can just sack the rook. I'm so done. I'm so done. I don't see it. And queen h7, like, king h7. So queen h7, move 1, king h7, knight f6. Like there's nothing. There's literally nothing here. I don't know if it's like a candidate move I've missed or something. I mean, we're literally a piece down. I'm just double checking all of my candidate moves, making sure I haven't missed something. Knight f6, rook f6. Is there anything else than rook g7? I don't see it. I don't see it. Literally got nothing. Okay, let's check chat. Let's see what people are saying. Jesus. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much. Yeah, I wish I could just solve the exercise and move on to the next one. Hey, Vibonacci, glad you could finally join the stream. Glad to see you here. Yeah, exactly, Memento Mori. Tactics are just too deterministic. Like, easier ways to win. Easier ways to... It's like the... Just easier ways to win, you know? Like, you don't need to do this. Oh, I would love to play in a seniors championship. I would love that. I would love that. Ah, if only. If only. I just need to wait, like, 30 years or something. You were saying rook g7, king g7, knight f6, which wasn't checked. Ah, okay, that's why. I was getting confused. My puzzle rating is 300 lower than yours, Sassara. I'm not surprised. Okay, should be knight f6, rook f6, gf6 immediately. Didn't I consider that move right at the start? And why didn't I consider it after? Oh man, that's so bad. I think maybe I thought I had considered it and dismissed it or something. Knight f6, rook f6, pawn f6. What did I look at before? I feel like I haven't even looked at this move, which is ridiculous. Knight f6, rook f6, gf6. They can't take with the bishop. What if they take with the queen? If they take with the queen, if we go rook g7, they can't go queen g7 because I've got queen takes d8. So, knight f6, rook f6, g takes f6. If they go queen takes f6, rook takes g7, what if king g7? Oh, then we can go rook e7 check. That looks pretty strong. Yeah, and then we pick up the queen. Damn. Oh, I don't know how I didn't see that. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is why I need to practice this, right? I mean, it's like... I mean, I can bitch all day. Oh my god, I almost made the wrong move. I can bitch all day about it, but I just need to practice. That's the long and short of it. I didn't see this move. You know, I like, in all honesty, actually, guys, like, when I was, like, scanning the position at the beginning and I wasn't trying to commentate on my thoughts, I actually did get up to here and I just dismissed it after this. I didn't see a way forward. I thought, it doesn't lead anywhere. But I just missed this rook e7. This is really nice. Okay, finally, we survived the attraction puzzles. For God's sake, let's move on. Let's move on. So next, we have clearance. I promise you guys, I am doing 5 of each of these before I sleep. I don't care if I have to stay up until like 6 a.m. in the morning. It's already 2 a.m. We're gonna go all the way. I'm so annoyed with my abilities here, which shouldn't come as a surprise, but you know, like, the thing is, this is what I mean, right? I literally studied this Chess for Life game. I looked at this Tivyakov chapter today, and I am going through Tivyakov's favorite game in his chess career, 2700, and I'm playing Guess the Move, and I literally get every critical moment correct. I literally solve the whole game. I play a perfect 2700 game to beat a 2600 GM, and yet I can't do this, right? That's the part that frustrates me, right? Because it's like, I can play so well, I mean, I'm so capped in other ways, right? So I got to improve in this, right? Because it's like, ultimately, the problem is you can't play every game like this Tivyakov game, because this was just an easy strategical masterpiece that was just like, you know, it comes naturally to me, right? Like, to me, finding these moves that were posed to Tivyakov, it wasn't hard. But this is hard. So I need to practice this. That's the long and short of it. And yeah, the problem is, like, in some games, you need to be able to see this. You need to see this finishing blow. And if I can't, then I'm just going to get stuck, like, at this level. So I need to be able to find these moves. Okay, rant over. Let's actually calculate. So this is now clearance sacrifice. So we're trying to clear. My understanding of what clearance sacrifice means, it means like you want to clear a piece out the way or a square out the way for you to like achieve a tactic. So for instance, the move bishop g5 comes to mind because then we activate the rook, right? Because I was looking at ideas of like, you know, the king has to like get kicked out somewhere, and it'll be lovely to bring this rook in, but we can't, right? So that's why I move like bishop g5 to clear the bishop. Makes a lot of sense to me. But bishop g5, maybe he can block with knight, and I don't like the idea of that. But then we go queen d7, utilizing the pin, and on king f8 we've got knight e6, and then that forces the sacrifice of the queen. They can take here, and what's the material like? Are we completely winning? Got queen and rook against two rooks and a bishop. I mean, I would take that. And their king is weak as well. I think it looks good, to be honest. Wait, did I get that right? Bishop g5, knight f6, queen d7, king f8, knight e6, queen takes? And they take. No, they've got a knight here still. So I'm actually down by a lot, but his king is very weak. What if I play a move like rook e1? How does he defend mate? I don't believe he does. Maybe if he moves rook h8. And what I'm doing as well, I'm doing my old calculation method, which is garbage, which is basically just tunnel visioning one line and hoping it works. The problem is my intuition isn't good enough to do that, so I need to be doing some shallow calculation. I need to understand more about the position. I'm just too lazy to go through the process, right? That's my problem. Yeah, thank you also Akim Wild for all of the good comments on the last puzzle. Like that was yeah. those clues are nice. Memento Mori says, I think you do yourself a disservice when you say you don't see anything. It's just finding the right order. Yeah, okay. I mean, okay, maybe I'm being a bit too overly critical, but what I ultimately am annoyed about is the fact that I don't get the answer. Like, however I'm not getting the answer, it doesn't matter. The point is I'm not getting it, right? So it's like, these are puzzles that someone of my chess understanding should, like, if I was equally weighted as a person, like, based on my chess understanding, my tactical ability should just be a lot better. Going by the average person with my understanding. But it's like, yeah, it's not. And it's difficult. I say this is a rather complex tactic, has a lower rating because you can stumble across everything. I guess that's a factor as well. Just do these exercises like 1,000 at least. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I just need to start doing more. Okay, so let's actually try to do this properly. So we're a rook down. King is very weak. What candidate moves do we have? So we got queen takes d7, got bishop g5. We basically need to play a check here, I'm pretty sure, because otherwise, you know, they're even threatening our rook on a1. So if queen takes d7, they've got two candidate moves, king f8 or king f6. If king f8, then we've got the move knight e6 check, queen takes e6, queen takes e6, and here we're definitely doing very, very well. With queen, bishop, rook against two rooks and a bishop. So queen d7, king f6. In this position, do we have any follow-up? Now, candidate moves that come to mind, bishop b2 is one, bishop g5 is another, maybe bishop f4 is one, but probably doesn't work, unless it does, but I don't know. So okay, queen d7, king f6, maybe let's look at our checks first. If bishop g5 check, if they take with the pawn, then we can throw in rook f1, king g6, queen f7, but they escape. King h6? Don't see the follow-up there. So, queen d7, king f6. Bishop g5, I don't think it works, because if pawn takes even is surviving, then you know, it's probably fine. So queen d7, king f6, bishop b2. We're threatening to win the queen with check, so queen takes b2 is probably forced. Then go rook f1 check. And they can go either king g5 or king g6. If they go king g6, I've got queen d3 check, which looks really good. Then there's like king g5 or king h5, and intuitively I'm checkmating there. Like I'm not even worried. I'm really sure I'm checkmating. Okay, let's just calculate it. If king g5, queen g3 check, king h5. What's the mate? I'm so sure there should be a mate there, but I don't see it. Probably like queen h3 check. The problem is they can go back to g6. That's annoying. So on queen d3 check, king h5, do I actually have something here? Maybe I can go rook f5 check, pawn takes f5, queen takes f5. I'm sacrificing so much. Oh, God. Why do people play like this? Oh, why is this part of the game? Why is concrete calculation part of the game? If concrete calculation wasn't part of chess, I think I would be in such a higher percentile. That, okay, I actually need to stop bitching about this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, to be honest. Queen d7, king f6. What other moves did I have? I had like bishop f4, but just queen takes. I don't really believe in it. But then, yeah, I got queen takes e6, king g5. Don't know. So okay, bishop g5 check. Let's go back to this. If knight f6, I mean, okay, if they don't play knight f6, bishop g5, let's say h takes g5, and now we go queen takes d7, king f6. Then I'm not even convinced, like rook f1 check, just king g6, and we transposed into one of the lines where we said it wasn't even good, right? So I don't think bishop g5 is it. I think queen takes d7 is forced, king f6. And then we probably have something here. Bishop b2 felt promising, to be honest. Queen takes b2. Rather than rook f1, what if we just go queen takes e6 check, king g5? Don't see it. Also, on a side note, I had a very heartwarming moment today in a lesson because I have a student who it's so interesting to see because when you teach kids chess, you really appreciate the fact that people have different levels and natural abilities, right? And it's a very interesting situation, right? Because I'm teaching these two siblings, boy and girl, and it's just crazy that with, relatively similar genetics, the boy is so tactically gifted and the girl is so positionally gifted, and the girl is like really struggling with tactics and the boy is struggling with positional play, right? So it's very interesting. And, I'm the same teacher. I'm really trying to work on their weaknesses as well. I know that the girl has practiced like many, many tactics and still it's definitely clear that it's a weakness, right? But it's really funny today that I was showing her like some of the Ding game today because she's quite invested in like how the event is going and she likes my recaps. And I showed her the position where Ding missed knight a7 to win, to just trap the rook. And I asked her what she would play. And I don't know, she fought for like 30 seconds and was like, honestly, Mike, I don't know. I just play knight a7 and just take the exchange, right? And I showed her a tweet of Ding's press conference where Ding says that the reason why he didn't play knight a7 was because he missed knight a7. Like, how the fuck can, like, a world champion miss knight a7? I don't understand. But it was nice because, me and her, like, we're of the same, like, I don't know, type of people that just can't do this crap, right? And the fact that, like, yeah, she was able to find, like, a tactic that a world champion missed, this was, like, a great moment for her, personally. So, okay, we both laughed at the fact that, like, it's a stupid you know, one mover that like obviously is just like a simple move. It's nothing to brag about, but still, it's like nice to have, right? So yeah, this was nice. But yeah, like I don't get it. Like Queen D7, King F6. Oh, that's one thing I will say for sure. I'm a million times better coach than a player. That's hands down. Hands down, like I can. I mean, if it was like, you know, football player or football manager, I'd easily be a better manager. It's like, you know, like my skill set is like so much better as a coach than a player. It's unbelievable. But okay, unfortunately, my ambitions lie in playing as well, and I can't just like retire as the 2000 FIDE. So I need to keep grinding. So Queen D7, King F6. I mean, Bishop B2 feels so good. Queen B2, Rook F1. I really believe in this, but I can't justify it. Like with my calculation at least. King G6, Queen D3 check, King H5. I think this is what Yanis was saying about how this is like actually a pretty difficult puzzle. Oh, maybe you can go G4 check. Ah, no, but the G pawn is pinned. Damn it. Oh, with the rook on F1, we can go Queen H3 check, King G5, Knight E6 check. Actually, no, you don't even need King G5 and Knight E6 because, yeah, black can go back to King G6, but you've got mate on F5. Oh my god. Right, so you got Queen D7, King F6, Bishop B2, Queen takes, Rook F1, King G6, Queen D3, King H5, Queen H3, King G6. Fuck, there's a pawn here. No, we can... Oh my god. Because if they had gone King G5, we can go Knight takes and then Queen F5 mate, right? But the pawn is still there. Hold on a sec. So what do we play after King G6? What do we play here? I mean, then it's not Queen H3. Then it's not Queen H3. I mean, what? So Queen D3 check, King H5. I mean, how you guys can play this kind of chess, it's beyond me. It's really beyond me. Like, I mean, if you're able to play this kind of chess, then why aren't you just like, I don't know, day trading in the stock market and making like a few million each year? Like, genuinely, if you can calculate like this, like you can use these skills to better use, you know? Like, I swear to God. I can elaborate on why I think like this kind of skill would help with day trading, but for God's sake. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I thought the last puzzle was bad, but this is even worse. Screw it, we're gonna go for it. I can't see it. So, I mean, like I had exhausted all the options, right? So I knew that this is the only promising idea, and okay. In a real chess game, at some point you're gonna run out of time unless you play, so I mean, I'm just simulating what would actually happen, right? I have to go for this. And King H5, and then like, somehow I come up with something now. I mean, unless there's something better here. But Queen E6, I always just assumed that this was just nothing. Right? I can't allow King H7. And there's no move that stops it except for this. Unless we're going for Perpet? Are you kidding me? Are we going for a perpetual here with just Queen H3, Queen D3? I mean, we are rook down. Oh, but that's so annoying if that's the case. And I hate the fact that this is a 2350 puzzle. Like, screw this. It's way too difficult. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm looking at like queen d3, king h5, rook f5. And if pawn takes, queen takes... If king h4, there has to be a mate. No, there doesn't, because we can't even push the g pawn. We're still pinned. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna play queen d3. Rook f5? 4 exclams? Are you kidding me? Oh, fucking mate in 30? Actually kill yourself, Lichess. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Also, welcome fast to the stream. Yeah, I'm so demoralized right now. This is actual bullshit. Oh, did Dinks not say that he missed knight a7? Did I just believe some... I think FIDE made the tweet. Or chess.com made the tweet. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't, like... Yeah, I think, like, that's what he said. I didn't watch the press conference, but that was what the tweet said. Yeah, exactly. I assume Ding was just focused on d5, d6 and didn't need to consider alternatives. But I mean, okay, you do need to consider alternatives. I mean, the difference between a +2 position and a +3.5 position is significant. I mean, that's what the engine said, at least. And I mean, if Gukesh played like an engine, we might actually be talking about this miss, right? So, I mean, I think, like, you do need to spot these moves. I don't think +2 is enough of an excuse to miss a +3, to be honest. At their level, for sure, you know? Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, if Ding saw knight a7 and decided against it to play for d5, that's a different matter. But missing knight a7 entirely, that's, like, unacceptable, right? I'm not going crazy about this take, right? I mean, that's just common sense, I think. Yeah, it turns out this position's just winning, completely winning. So knight e6 is the only move to win, because all of these moves are just repeating the position. So knight e6, only move. And we've just got to be able to say that this is winning. I mean, back in the day I would have been able to, but having been burnt so many times, like playing like, you know, these IMs and GMs and FMs and stuff in over-the-board chess, where I would get to a position like this, and there's a single line of defense, and I'm cooked. And I realized that my intuition is just not strong enough. Maybe it's a problem, maybe it's like too harsh of a kind of conclusion, I should trust it a bit more, but it's really like, I prefer to just be sure about things, and I can't be sure about a move like knight e6 that I'm winning with absolute certainty here. I mean, we are down a rook, black can bring pieces to the defense, this bishop is still pinning this pawn, I can't bring this piece into the attack. But okay, in fairness, I've got a big threat. And if they can't stop this threat, like, how do they stop it, right? Like, they can't play rook f8, they can't play queen e5. Like, yeah, maybe I just need to find knight e6 and say that the threat of rook f5 is too much. Yeah. Alchem says, you're really doing everything not to calculate? Yeah, this is what Yanis is saying as well. I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I try, but it really like there's really a lot of resistance. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, what example can I give for someone else who doesn't experience this? It's like, I mean, you must experience it. Like, there must be things that, like, you really find horrible and you don't like to do, and like your body naturally tries to avoid it. I mean, like, it's really difficult to avoid for me. Also, where was the clearance in this? Where was the clearance in this exercise? So it's queen d7. Bishop b2 to clear. I don't even understand. Can someone explain what clearance means? I don't understand. Like, how is this a clearance? Oh, the clearance is to move the bishop out of the way to get rook f1. I guess that must have been the clearance, right? That must have been the clearance. Okay, fine. Okay, let's go. Oh, I realized it changed puzzle. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're just gonna be equally as hard. Okay, let's actually try and do this properly then. So we got bishop, rook, queen, Oh, also, Arkin, welcome to the stream. Like, I don't think like you've joined before, so nice to have a new face here. And yeah, would be interested how you came about the channel as well. And I realize I'm procrastinating from calculating again, so let me actually try and do it. So we've got equal material. Their king is weak. Definitely feels promising in some ways, but you know, if someone asked me like if there's a game winner here, I would say no. Doesn't feel like there's enough. It's like the queen and rook. I mean, the queen on a6 is protecting f1. The bishop is threatening to trade our bishop. Like, pieces are coming off. Okay, we do have this passed pawn, though. It looks very strong. And we don't have to attack this king, right? Maybe it's to do with just pushing this passed pawn in a way that wins. So, okay, what candidates do we have? We've got queen f1. It's a check. Only safe check. We've also got pushing e3. We've got bishop takes c3 as a capture. We've also got a very cute idea of bishop d4. Because bishop d4 threatens mate, and if bishop takes d4, then the bishop no longer controls e1, and maybe we can go queen e1 with some kind of effect. So because it looks so cute, I just want to calculate it, right? So bishop d4. But the problem is rook can take d4. And then what have we achieved? Absolutely nothing. So yeah, not bishop d4. Okay, so queen f1, rook f1, king h2, all forced. And now... I don't know. We're a bit too slow to like push the pawn, I think. If we push e3, or maybe e3 is actually very good. Is that actually just winning? Rook takes, king takes, e3. Because if they take, then we can push. But they can go back, actually. And that's the problem. Yeah. Okay, what about bishop takes c3? If they take pawn takes c3, well then that also removes the bishop's control of e1. And do we have something here? Maybe we can go rook f1. Is that mating? And I mean, this is a kind of clearance as well, right? Like, we're clearing the square. Does that count as a clearance? Can someone explain what clearance means? I'm clearly like lacking these basic definitions. And rook f1. Like, this looks very promising because we're covering g3. Like, if we're not getting mated, yeah, I don't see even like a perpetual or something. I mean, this looks really promising. What if they throw in a check or something? If they throw in a check like this. And then even this. Probably we've got enough to win this. We must have enough to win this. Yeah, we're completely winning that. I mean, one sample line would be check, and then maybe even like blocking with the rook, and then giving like some check here. Like that would have to be winning, yeah. Or is it like we take check? Yeah, and then we get mate. Okay, yeah. So bishop takes c3 looks like it's the winner. Let's play it, I think. Okay, queen e1, rook f1. I thought I looked at this already and didn't think that it led anywhere, but now I'm having my doubts. Oh, Jesus Christ. I completely missed the fact that actually I think my king gets exposed. I think I saw the check and I just thought it's just one check, but I forgot like the pawn is no longer there, so obviously that changes everything. But I am a rook up, right? So if I can bring my king and avoid the checks, probably I'm doing well here, right? Like if I come here, can I actually avoid these checks? Obviously not all of that was forced, but it does feel like I'm gonna avoid the checks. And I don't really have a choice anyway, I have to take, so yeah. So queen a7, just king g6. Yeah, and king f4. Yeah, the queen covers this square, so there's no g3. Not that it's probably winning anyway. Yeah, and I saw that we just move our king and the rook is protected. So, okay, we got a puzzle. Hallelujah. Ding did say that. I watched the press conference. Yeah, incredible. Faz apparently didn't see it. I mean, yeah, I understand, Akim, like, the action was elsewhere, but that's the thing. Like, this is what Jakob Aagaard said about calculation. Calculation is finding the moves that are not in your intuition. So knight a7 is an unintuitive move if you're, let's say, looking at the plan of d5. But if you're actually calculating properly, you find knight a7 because you're calculating. You're considering all your candidates. Okay, Faz is like standing the ground for Ding. I mean, yeah, to be fair, okay, the time is a really relevant point, and you might have a point there. Like, maybe the point is that he shouldn't have been calculating as thoroughly to find knight a7, given that he was calculating d5 already. Quite possibly. Do you think? And is this gonna be like another like Joe Mama like troll? Like what is this? Am I supposed to say this word and then I get trolled? I don't even know what that means, Dan. Like, you're gonna have to give me some context on what this ceremony means. You cleared the path of the rook on f1. Good. Okay. Bad luck with the connection, Fibonacci. Yeah, it's important to deal with this resistance, have the same problem in online Blitz and Rapid where I'm never focused and it's costing me. Yeah, that's one difference actually, Yanis. I'm able to really focus on, like, even Bullet, Blitz and Rapid if I am determined to, let's say, reach a new peak rating. Like, if I'm like actually trying, then I can really focus. So yeah, this is nice. Don't give it to the distractions. I mean, the problem is, like, this is also a stream, right? Like, if I just ignore you guys, I mean I can, but it's a bit dead, I think. Did all of you get it? Okay, let's move on to the next one. When you mean intuition equals what you automatically see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have slightly different definitions, but yeah, I really liked Aagaard's like inclusion of like this criteria for calculation, but it needs to be moves that aren't in your intuition. If you're just like visualizing the moves that already come naturally to you, then you're not working hard enough to find the best moves. And there are ways that you can like find moves outside of your intuition, which is worth doing. And Aagaard goes into a lot of detail on how to do this. Not that I'm probably putting up a good case of Aagaard's techniques. I don't blame Aagaard, I blame me. So definitely, like, some of his books are well worth reading. Like, Excelling at Chess Calculation is one, and also Thinking Inside the Box is another really good one on, like, kind of like technique. The Grandmaster Preparation series, again, I'm getting distracted, I'm sorry, but Grandmaster Preparation, see, I'm a better coach than a player, right? This is the problem. But Grandmaster Preparation is like more just exercises, and the problem with exercises is if you don't have the right technique, then you're just gonna like practice the wrong thing, which is what I've been doing for many years. Because like you gotta understand, guys, like, I didn't know that checks captures threats was a thing until like a few years ago. Like, I think it was like in 2019 or 2020 that I found out about this. So I mean, I've had like, you know, the majority of my chess career like without this knowledge, which makes my ability a lot worse, right? So it's really tough. It's really tough. Which is why you need the right method when doing these things. So okay, let's actually practice the right method. So we've got 5 pawns, knight, bishop, knight. Okay, so we're an exchange down. King is feeling a bit weak. We've got a powerhouse of a knight on f6. Queen is looking a bit awkward on h6. Maybe like, you know, if we can attack it some way and the king is deflected or something, could be nice. Knight is loose on e7. Bishop pressuring f7. We've got queen and rook on the f-file. Our king has some luft. All very relevant. First move that jumps into mind after doing this evaluation is knight e8. I mean, knight e8 looks so good that to the point I just want to calculate it very briefly. But you know what? No, let's actually do our candidate moves properly. So knight e8 is a check, knight e5 is a check. Bishop f7 is a capture. Knight d7 is a threat, knight g4 is a threat, knight g8 is a threat. Anything else? Maybe bishop e6 would be very whack if it worked. That's a good place to start. So, okay, knight e8 check. If they take with the rook, then if they take with the f rook, we go queen takes f7, king h8. Okay, I'm getting distracted again, but one more reason why I think like I was able to play that brilliancy prize game where I managed to beat this like 2250, 2900 online prodigy with very perfect calculation, which I managed to pull off, is because by the end of like Prague and then playing in Dortmund, this was like my 11th round of chess, and if I'm not calculating well and being focused and being disciplined, I will lose. And my drive to win is enough to make me focus. So it's like, by playing enough classical, you can also get into the zone. But when you're just trying to like do puzzles like this, it's very difficult. So that's like one interesting difference, which is why it's important to like play a lot of classical before classical if you want to do well in classical. Anyway, knight e8, rook f takes e8, queen f7, king h8. Can I finesse this even? Like knight e8, rook f takes e8, queen f6 check, king g8, and then bishop takes f7 check, king f8. I don't even see. Oh, then bishop e6 should be made, right? I'm saying this. Queen f6, king g8, bishop f7, king f8, and that's checkmate. Right. So, knight e8, the rook can't take. Obviously, rook takes is the best move, but let's just consider like the other options. If they go king h8, we can go queen f6 check, maybe? They can't block if they go king g8. Then I'm a bit stuck. No, I'm not. I can go bishop takes. Rook takes forced, queen takes, king here. Oh no, it doesn't win. I was thinking queen f8, rook f8 is mate, but there's knight g8. And also king g8 might be a move, but I've still got this bishop takes. To be honest, actually, this kind of transposes in some lines. So maybe we should just quickly check this out as well. Like queen f6, king g8, bishop f7. Rook takes forced, queen takes, and this is actually decent because this time the rook is hanging. And then we stay material up, so that's very good. So actually, then maybe it turns out this king h8 is bad. I mean, king h8 is your best shot. Like this check, king here, bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, king h8. What am I missing? I guess I can always just take the knight at the very least. As we evaluated at the start, I don't have any problems on my king. I'm threatening rook f8. This has to be winning, right? So yeah, knight e8. Okay, so he played like the worst line, but okay, we'll take it. Nice. Yo, Pepe, why are you up at 3 a.m. Thai time? But we are trying to solve some puzzles. I've stupidly set myself some ridiculous challenge, which I was going to do as a speedrun. Can you imagine the confidence of me to suggest that I can do a speedrun of all of these advanced motifs? And I wanted to do 5 of each before moving to the next one. In fairness, I wanted to do easier, but I was cooking for the first 2 and I was solving them really easily. So I moved it up to normal, and now I'm getting completely wrecked. Like now I'm taking like 10 minutes on each one, and it's really a struggle. Okay, that was good. Keep it up. Thank you for the support, Arkin. Really appreciate it. Also, Arkin, did you mention where you came from? In the sense, like, how did you find this channel? I mean, you're welcome to stay anonymous and not mention it, of course. But yeah, I was just checking in case I missed your message. So I don't think I've seen you on here before. But yeah, cool to have you here. Okay, let me try again. Let's sesh this. So okay, we got 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7. So we're 2 pawns down. We are an exchange up. So material-wise, we're equal. Their king is on g6. It's rather exposed. However, we only have major pieces, so we don't have any knights to like infiltrate. Our king is a bit exposed on h1, especially given they've got a dark squared bishop. So if we try and run to g1, there's bishop c5, which could be a problem. So we definitely need to be a bit careful here. So what candidate moves do we have that make any sense? We've got rook takes g5, we've got rook takes f6, we've got queen takes g5. Maybe rook e5 could do something. I'm not too sure. Really, like this is the thing. Like, if I saw this position in the game, I wouldn't have any instincts that I have something here. Like, doesn't feel like I have something here, right? But okay, let's calculate some lines. So rook f6 feels most promising. If bishop takes f6, queen f5 check. And if they want to keep their bishop, they should play a move like king g7. And what on earth are we doing there? Okay, let's try a different line. Rook takes g5. If pawn takes g5, maybe queen e6 check is a better way round of doing it. But then they can block bishop f6. I'm wondering now, is there like some clearance move that I'm not understanding here? Well, I mean, you know, rook takes g5 would be a clearance of sort. You like clear the sixth rank for the check, right? So this is clearance. But bishop f6 and I don't see. Queen g5, pawn g5 looks complete trash. Can we do any like luring the king kind of sacrifices and trying to cheat? Like, obviously not. I don't know. Ah, God. Wait, I'm forgetting all of the stuff that Frizz taught me. So basically, for anyone who's new to the stream, there was a viewer called Frizz who joined me for 100+ streams of me doing the woodpecker method, watching me fail miserably with tactics, and he understood exactly what I was doing wrong, and he gave me some golden advice, which led me to play these brilliant tournaments where I was winning these brilliant games. So what was he saying? I've forgotten all of Frizz's advice. Let me get my notebook which summarized Frizz's advice. Let me read this out again. Because I genuinely can't remember. Which is really sad. But let's read like Frizz's rules of thumb with calculation. Because it's really good. Oh, I've got too many notes here. Give me a second, guys. I mean, this is really important that I don't forget, like, Frizz's tactics principles. Oh, please say I wrote it down here. I'm pretty sure I did. Where the hell is it? I've got too many notes on, like, different things. I actually can't find it. This is really awkward. Oh, there we go. Frizz's discussion on tactics. Okay, so 3 very important pointers for being able to calculate well. Number 1, when calculating, calculate as many short variations as possible quickly before any deep dive into any one line. Okay, so this was something that I wasn't doing. I need to start doing this more. Number 2, really aim to calculate the forcing lines, starting with checks, even if the lines don't intuitively feel right. Even if the line even remotely causes potential problems for the opponent, the line should be calculated. So any move that potentially causes problems to the opponent. Like rook e5, for instance, which is something I forgot to calculate after. Like that might cause some problem. I don't know what, but maybe it causes some problem, so it should be looked at. Just like Ding's knight a7. This causes some problem to the opponent. It needs to be looked. Seen. It needs to be seen. And then number 3 is in the force sequences, really look hard at moves that either forcefully bring in attackers or forcefully remove defenders. So here, both of my moves are trying to remove defenders. Is there a way I can bring in an attacker? Maybe the queen can somehow join in some way, but I'm not seeing how. I mean, my goal in the position was very ambitious to exploit this open king. Maybe that's the wrong goal. Maybe there's nothing to exploit. But okay, let's try this one more time. So rook f6, bishop f6. Queen a5 feels like the only move here. Queen f5 check, king g7. I really don't see it. And this is the problem as well for me, because it's like I've got so little confidence with like lines where there is something where I'm not seeing it, or lines where there isn't something there isn't seeing it. So it's really difficult for me to, you know, just be able to happily dismiss stuff and move on, because it's like I have no confidence if like I'm actually missing something or it's actually there, right? So it's a real problem. But yeah, I don't see anything there. So rook g5, pawn g5. Ah, what about queen f5 now? For some reason I didn't consider it here. I only considered queen e6. So obviously this is a really important move. So king g7 or king h6 is forced. If king g7, this looks very bad, because I've got queen f7. And here they can go either h8 or h6. To be fair, on both of these moves, I have a check. Like on h8, I've got queen h5 check. And even if they go somewhere like this, then I can bring my queen closer. And if they come here, I've got rook f7. So this looks really good. Okay, and here, if check, king g7, they can also go king h6 here. I missed that. But if check, queen f5, king g7, check, and king h6, here we have the check on e6. And this time they can't block with the bishop, because then we just win it. So in this position, king h5, and rook f7 looks like it's winning. Really looks like black is in a mating net there. I mean, I'm pressing rook h7 as well as queen h3 and then queen h7 mate, right? So that looks very promising. So let's just see this king h6 immediately. Oh, this transposes, right? To queen e6. Yeah, this transposes. So, okay, that's fine. And then if king h5, then I can go queen h7 and then queen h3 mate. Let's fucking go. Okay, so here was queen f7, and this is queen e6. And then this is just a free piece. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Jenny says, please don't end the stream. I always join 1 minute before you end. You're in huge amounts of luck, Jenny, because I have set myself on the most awful challenge, which is I wanted to do 5 puzzles of each of these advanced tactical motifs on Lichess. I even had the audacity to suggest that I would do a speed run of this, and I'm literally only on clearance. I've got all of this still to do, and I said I'm not ending the stream till I do all of this. So at this rate, I'm pulling an all-nighter. But yeah, I need to do this. Like, I can't be this bad. So yeah, we're gonna be here a while. That's my point. Okay, what are people saying? Okay, Faz I think got it. Akim added some nice points. Abir got to 1500. Well done, Abir. Welcome to the stream. First time I'm seeing you here as well. My tip is that it's really about quantity, yeah, like seeing more moves, like within lines and even at the start. Okay, and you did calculate it correctly, no need to worry about it, right, exactly. I mean, okay, it's easy to say not to worry about it, but when you've missed stuff like and dismissed it, then it starts to go to shit, right? Because I mean, I even looked at this rook takes g5 at the start, and I didn't see anything, so I missed this queen f5 check afterwards. So it's like, you know, it sucks. But okay, what to do? Okay, Archim says he's in for it from here to the end. Okay, let's fucking go. Okay. Okay, let's go one more time. So 7, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2. Okay, so we're down one knight for a pawn. His king is still in the center. I actually don't know if he's got casting rights. I'm gonna assume that he does. Even though, okay, he can't technically castle kingside. Intuitively, knight f7 looks like a game winner, but I would need to calculate it. Anything else to add? So the knight is on a really great square. The queen is pressuring e6. Rook and bishop also pressuring e6. Queen h6 is defending it. There's an open g file. There's also a bishop on b7, so we've got to be careful of like these ideas of like one day rook g8, rook g2. So candidate moves. Also, yeah, Jenny, how's it going? How are your tournaments going? Like, are you still competing a lot, or did you kind of stop after you won the Scottish Open? Okay. So candidate moves include knight f7. Maybe bishop e6, knight d7. I mean, knight f7 looks like such a strong move. Let's just start there. I don't think are there any threats or anything that doesn't come in our intuition that like needs to be looked at. I really can't see anything else. So let's just start with knight f7. So knight f7, if king takes, that's probably a disaster. Let's just double check why. So bishop takes e6 check. King f8 probably is the best try, and at the very least we pick up the knight on d7. So knight f7, king can't take. Knight f7, we are forking the queen and rook, so they do need to take it, which means knight takes f7 is forced. So on knight takes f7, what can we do here? Oh, we can just go rook takes e6, and we're forking the king and queen. So knight takes f7 is just GG. I mean, am I missing something? Knight takes f7? Can it give us a threat that's bigger than our fork on the queen and rook? I mean, they don't have any checks. They can play like knight f6 or something, but we can even take, at the very least, we can take the queen defending and take back like this. So I mean, knight f7 is just a move. Wow, and they had to play this. I mean, bishop takes like looks. I mean, this feels like completely winning. I mean, maybe you can argue rook takes is even stronger, so probably we should try and finesse this. But it makes sense to give the check, to be honest. It really makes sense. I'd be so surprised if this isn't completely winning. King f8, and I just take. I'm really happy there. But maybe there's something better. Like, is rook takes really that strong? Rook takes is kind of a fancy move that you play, and then it actually turns out to be a blunder. That's my feeling about it. I mean, we are attacking the queen. Where do we go? And we are setting up a discovery. Maybe rook e6 is just like straight up winning, and this is just like still a bit of a grind. Hold on a sec. We're actually not even material up in this situation. Like we've only won back the piece, and we were a piece down to begin with. So now we're still a piece down. We've just won a bunch of pawns. Yeah, we're 3 pawns for a piece, which isn't clear at all, even though the king is very weak. But rook e6, I think, is actually completely winning. I think we can play it. Okay. Maybe I definitely should have considered this candidate. I mean, I looked at it earlier, so I should have seen it now. Either take or take. This is what my instincts are saying. Maybe rook e7 is a very cute idea if we're forcing mate after queen e6, but there's probably king d8 and I don't see it. So, okay, let's go with the check first. I mean, this is double check, so it's even more forcing. The king has to move. If the king moves to e8, they lose the queen, so they have to take, in which case... in check? If king g7, then queen f7 is not mate because of this. So maybe it's not that. Maybe it's this check. The knight is pinned to the queen. Where will the king move? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so it needs to be a check here. It has to be a check. Come on. It's like there's like one brain cell running right now, and it's really struggling. It's really struggling. Okay, come on. Focus, focus, focus. Come on. So let's actually start eliminating moves, because my problem right now is I'm like spinning my wheels because I can't dismiss anything. So let's start dismissing shit. So rook takes f6 is a double check. They have to take that rook. After king takes rook, have we looked at all of our candidate moves? That makes sense. I really think so. Unless it's a move like rook e1, but then they can play rook e8 and I don't see the follow-up. So I think it's rook f6. No, it's not rook. Yeah, so in this position, rook takes d6. Well, they play. If they play king f8, ooh, maybe I can go rook takes d6, king f8, and queen e6, threatening mate. I mean, they can play like queen g7 or something and defend it. But then I've got another attacker on the knight. I go queen takes knight, queen takes rook takes. And then at least we've got equal material, but we've still got 3 pawns. So actually that looks very promising. So rook takes d6, king f8, queen e6. Jesus Christ. Rook d6, is there anything else I need to see here? So rook d6, where else can the king go? If they go to e8 or e7, it's just even easier with queen e6. Rook takes d6. If they block, let's say they block like bishop d5. Then we, at the very least, we could go rook takes f6, check. And whichever way they take, let's say queen takes, we can go bishop takes. Or maybe actually no, it's better to take with the king because then bishop takes d5 doesn't come with check. So rook d6, bishop d5. Rook takes f6, king f6, bishop takes d5. The king is still very weak, but they are an exchange up. But it's still better for us. Rook d6, bishop d5. Is there just something better here? Maybe we go bishop takes d5, check. Yeah, and the point is if the knight takes back, we take that queen. So rook takes d6, knight d5, and then we just take that queen. So rook d6 is the move. And then queen, this is definitely winning, right? I mean, if they play this, we literally just trade and we win this endgame. I mean, I swear to God, if they give me a wrong answer for the endgame being not winning enough, like, I'm going to win this 10 out of 10 times if I've worked this hard to get to this damn position. I mean, unless there's something more forcing, which I'm missing. I really don't see it, so I think it's queen e6. There we go, and I think we just trade it. How the hell this is only 2380, like... I mean, this is 2380 online. I mean, if I could solve this in a game, I mean, I would literally be like 2800, 2900. Because I'm 2550 now, and I can't do this. I can't do this. This is like really above my pay grade, like to find queen e6. I find this so hard. But I mean, this is the problem, right? I mean, like, with chess nowadays, people can really calculate. And yeah, I mean, just the standard is high. I mean, basically, I think my level of calculation is just really trash. And yeah, it just needs a lot of improvement. But okay, we did for clearance. Let's move on to defensive move, which is probably going to be even harder. Okay, let me see what I'm missing with chat. What's your favorite chess variant, says Arjun? Tactical chess. So what I'm doing now, I mean, this to me is like as foreign as it gets. I mean, I'm not playing crap like this in my actual chess games. Like, give me a Carlsbad position and I'll grind you out. I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Yeah, so this is the craziest chess variant I'm dealing with. Fast says he's tuning into the stream, even though he's got a game against Mark Hebben. To be honest, like, doing these tactics is probably a decent warm-up. Yevgeny says, kind of just training for a month, and at the end of the month, I'll play 2 tournaments. Yo, Yevgeny, that is my dream. Like, I'm actually thinking, like, I'm gonna try, and, like, this is one of my plans for next year. So once I finish my Asia trip, I might actually do something similar, but in Europe. I will, like, train for, like, a month or 2, and then, like, do back-to-back tournaments, and then repeat. And just live that lifestyle, grind, and see how far I get. So, Yevgeny, you are my guinea pig that can experience this lifestyle, and let me know how it goes. Because, like, my biggest fear would be, like, burnout. But also, I love the idea of just, like, that dedication to the grind. Like, I think it would be sick. Yeah, that's my goal right now. Well, it's not really a goal. It's like one potential idea and million different ideas that I've got at the end of this year. But okay, again, I'm procrastinating, but I need a break from that last exercise. Like, Jesus. Rook e6 looks stronger. Was that the move in the end? I don't even remember what the move was. I can't remember. Yeah, rook d6, queen e6, I think that was the move, yeah. Freeze the position at the end of line. I think I have the position during it, but I very quickly forget. So, okay, I see some new comments. I'm not going to read them just in case they're, like, answers. So let me go. Let me cook. So, knight check. Our king and queen are fought. I mean, I swear to God, if the answer's not knight takes e3, I mean, what else is there to calculate? So I guess knight takes e3 is the first move. And then we think. Like, what is this? In fairness, their queen is being attacked. I didn't even see this. So, okay, we should do a proper evaluation. Here we go again. 6 pawns, 6 pawns. Knight, knight, bishop, knight, knight, bishop. Rook, rook, queen, rook, rook, queen. I should be saying knight, knight, Michael, but here we are. I don't even know. I don't even want to know what time it is right now. Okay. So in fairness, we actually can move the king. But we definitely can't move the king to f2 because then they'll take with check. So we know that's not a move. We've got this, but then we get mated in 1. King e2 and king e1 are possible candidates, or knight takes e3. Now, to be honest, knight e3 feels so natural, given the fact that after queen takes, we can play a move like queen e2, say, piss off queen, or maybe even queen e1 is even more finessed. I like that more, like we cover some more of these dark squares, and just say like, yeah, this is happy days, we've got rid of this annoying knight, we're flushing out the queen. If they trade queens, even better, our king was weak, so this is definitely a good backup. Now let's just, for argument's sake, look at this king e2 and king e1. So king e2, if they give check, we are forced to take this knight with the king. And maybe that's good. Maybe we're actually doing well there. Even though I would hate my life, I think we're actually doing well there. So king e2, they have to take the queen, in which case we can take their queen. And the knight is looking a little bit stuck, right? I mean, in this position, we're threatening to win the knight. They can play knight takes b2. In which case, maybe we have something. Oh my god, do we have knight e7 check, king h8, knight f7? Rook takes and we win an exchange? Holy shit, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's just it then. King e2 is the answer, but like, I mean, this is why you have to actually not play your intuition, right? Because intuitively, I would play this like every day of a week, right? But King E2 is the answer. That's so sick. That's so sick. Let's just show the cool line for the fans. For the fans. Knight B2, Knight E7. Boom. Love to see it. Okay, that was nice. Oh, fucking pawn endgames. I'm actually... There are 3 scenarios, right? It's either... No, 4 scenarios. First scenario is I drop dead at my laptop, because I'm actually a bit sick right now. Second option is I fall asleep at my laptop. Third option is I throw my laptop out the window. Fourth option is I actually complete these puzzles. I don't know which one is most probable. I genuinely don't know. Okay, intuitively, I'd probably push. Because pushing is like really safe. Because, you know, it would really take some tempi to go after this pawn. And I feel like I'm just 4 moves away. And I feel like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's like that. It just feels a bit slower, right? So this is like really safe. This feels ambitious, but it's also risky because these pawns are like more vulnerable. What other candidates do we have except for these 2? We can move the king somewhere. Also, I forgot to check chat. Yeah, I guess chess variant, you guys were talking about, like, other variants, but nah, like, screw the other variants, it's all about chess. Have you ever played a GM before? Also, yeah, like, screw Magnus with his freaking freestyle chess. Like, just because chess is too easy for you, like, doesn't mean that that makes freestyle chess better. It's like, I understand that there are certain qualities of freestyle chess that make it better, but it's so much worse than chess. Like, if you're gonna go to a point of, like, wanting to make the game more interesting, there are so many other games in chess that, like, you could, like, give us better game dynamics. But you don't play chess for the game dynamics per se, you play chess for everything else it brings. And it's like, the fact that Magnus is trying to, like, you know, push people away from it, I think it's just really childish. I think it's just... I think Magnus is a very based person in general, but I think this is just, like, a really poor take. And I think it's just from the result of, like, I don't know, just being too good at chess. Like, I think that's the problem. Have you ever played a GM before? I've played Mark Hepton. So I've played Mark. And my game against Mark, it's actually really interesting. Let me give a brief story because this will be useful for you. I prepped him. I spent a whole day preparing. I spent like 5 hours. And I got my preparation to a point. And he deviated from the prep. I knew that his move had to be bad. I was actually plus 1.8 against Mark Hepton with the white pieces. But the thing is, I needed a very nice move, which unfortunately, from previous analyses, I had deemed this move to be a bad strategical idea. But in this exact position, it concretely works and I'm just completely winning. Strategically completely winning. Like plus 2. Plus 1.8, right? But I missed this one chance, and because of it, my position is actually maybe close to equal, and then Mark being Mark just completely outplays me, and then I put up a lot of resistance. Like, I felt like I played a really, really good game. He actually complimented me on the game afterwards and said, like, yeah, it was a fantastic game. And after the game, I asked him, like, oh, you know, like, how do you manage to play, like, King's Indian every single game and not fear, like, getting prepared? And what he said to me was so iconic. He said to me, Michael, I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone, like, you know, remember some, like, new lines or something. So basically, Mark just plays purely on intuition. He's, like, so experienced in the lines that he plays that he doesn't really need to, like, second guess his intuition. But sometimes he gets stuff wrong. And that's why Caius has actually beaten him twice in Classical. And yeah, I think... yeah, that's just a funny story. So I think Mark is, like, he's kind of getting on a bit. And you can see by his results as well, he is losing games. So I think if you can, like, catch him out, like, through calculation, I think you do stand a chance of beating him. But the one thing you can't do is underestimate any of his moves, because I mean he's got so much experience. Like, yeah, he can completely wipe the floor like from you. So yeah, Mark is a very interesting opponent. But have I played any other GMs in classical? I feel like I have, but I don't remember who. I've definitely played many IMs. I've played like probably like 10 different IMs, and I've probably had more winning positions against IMs than losing positions. That's the sad reality. Genuinely. Because the thing is, when I play an IM, like I really try, right? Because I'm really keen to beat them. So like obviously I play well and like I get a good position, and then I'm struggling with these aspects, right? So, okay, without further ado, let's actually solve this one. So what to do? I mean, g5 is so tempting. I can't imagine moving the king works because they just take on g6. This has to be bad. So it's either we take the pawn or we push g5. So, okay, let's calculate the more concrete one first. I think it's easier, and g5 is like a kind of safe backup. So g takes h5. What candidates does white have? They either play king f5 or they push the pawn. If they push the pawn, then I can play like king d6. They have to play king f5 then. And then I can play king e7, and they can't play king g6 because I push h4. So actually, if I take on h5, they go e6. I play king d6. I think we're actually in trouble there. I think we're in trouble. Because the thing is, they can't just, like, let's say, go after the h pawns, because then I'll go after the b pawn and win. So g takes h5. That means king f5 is probably forced. But then again, how do they win those h pawns? I mean, as soon as they play king g6, I just push h4. So I need to be very careful that they can't play king g6 and then play king f7 and actually promote their pawn before I promote mine. So if g takes h5, king f5, and I go king d7, can they go king g6? If I play h4, then they go king f7. I go h3, they go e6 check, king d6, e7, h2, king e8, queen. I probably have a slight edge in this endgame, but probably not a winning edge. And they can also actually just take on b5, right? So something definitely went wrong there, but it's still promising. Maybe I push immediately, you know? Maybe that. Maybe I push immediately. If they push... Now I go king here. Now they lose the tempo. Now I come here. Now they come here. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Take here. So, okay, let's just quickly calculate king g5 in case it's not, like, just immediately winning. So here, if they push the pawn, we just come here and then come here. And this has to be winning. I mean, let's just calculate king g6, g4, king takes h6, g3. Yeah, they move into the check, so this is winning. So g5, king f5. g5, king f5. My intuition is king d7. King d7. Again, they can't push the pawn. They have to play king f6. Then I push g4. They push e6. I go king e8. No, wait a sec. If I go g5, king f5, king d7, king f6. If I push g4, they can go king f7, g3, e6 with check, king d6, e7, g2, queen, queen. And it's the same as before. So g5, king f5, king d7, king f6, king e8. Also, I don't understand whether oh, this is defensive move. The hell does that mean in this context? But whatever. G5, king f5, king d7, king f6, king e8. Is that winning? My fear was that my king is now on the back rank. So after king g6, but after g4, king takes h6, g3, even though my king's on the back rank, they have to step into the line of the check. So king g7, g2, h6, queens. And they don't get time to play queen h8 with check. So I think that's just the answer. I think we've looked at all of the lines that make sense there. Gonna actually... Yeah, we're very close to throwing the laptop out the window. Holy shit, I missed something? What the fuck did I miss? If I come here and I come here, and I just come here, I'm winning. I am 100% winning that. If I come g5 and they come king f5, I play king f7, they can't push the pawn. How the hell am I not winning that after king e8? Oh shit, because they can play king f5. Fuck. Oh, they can play king f5. So then I go king e7. I'm still baffled that I'm not winning this. Nah, surely I win that. g5, king f5, king d7. But what they can also do is push and just go king e5. And the point is I can never actually get running with this pawn because they go king f4. I mean, I take him and they take, and probably this is a draw. I mean, I come here, they come here, I come here, they come here. I take, they take, I get out the way, not on this square, probably c4 is best. Come here, I push, they push, I push, they push, I push, they push, I queen, and it's a draw. Oh, I hate pawn endgames so much. Okay, guys, I need to show you this game. I need to show you this game because this is actually the bane of my chess. I was teaching a group lesson and I played in an arena afterwards, and I want to show you this game I lost to probably a 10-year-old. Like, this is actually how tragic my chess is. So I play this Gurgenitsa Modern, right, against Zaretti because why not? I trade off the light squared bishop. I create like a light squared control. I mean, I know it says it's better for white, but I don't care. I put pressure on the d pawn. I take in the center. I take over the c file. I save my queen. In fairness, the 10-year-old plays pretty well. I mean, this group class I was taking, like, they're not bad. So he's putting some pressure on my king. I play knight e7. I managed to secure it. He starts trading, which is a really bad idea. I get one knight to f5, and then, okay, he kicks me away, but he's made a weakness. I put my queen on c4 where it's strong. He then plays g5 because we're both in a bit of time trouble. Okay, he's not really, he shouldn't play g5, but he's a 10-year-old. I put my knight back on f5. I find a beautiful maneuver here because, yeah, I need to target d4. I put the knight on c6. Okay, apparently I missed something here. What did I miss? Oh, apparently this is just +2 for some reason. Probably g6 and I'm just lost or something. But okay, he misses it. I play knight c6. And now I find this tactic, which he should really see as a junior. And actually, like, I'm in a bit of trouble here. If he finds, like, I think, takes on f7 and tries to bring in his queen. But he plays this, which is obviously terrible. And have a look at this position, right? So I'm a pawn up. I have 9 seconds on the clock. I'm getting, it's 1+1 bullet. I give a check. And I do a little repetition just because I'm like low on time. I need some time to think, and I realize, aha, when I give check here, I can play queen c4 and I can trade into a pawn up pawn endgame, which is winning, right? I know that this is winning. At this moment, with 10 seconds on the clock, unfortunately, I'm too frazzled. You know, I just taught a chess lesson. I'm on a Zoom call. I've got like a billion kids like shouting, and I'm just playing on intuition, right? And this is the screwed up thing about intuition in a pawn endgame, because I play king g6, and I try and activate my king, and he activates his king. I play b5 to hang on to the pawn, and he plays this, and already I have an only move here. And of course, you have to play the move f4 because you've got to secure your pawn. But silly me just activates the king, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually choking this. And the worst thing is that this position is now a draw. I need to actually play a5 and just be quick about getting my majority moving. I play king f3. And I realize that my position is completely lost after king f5, which is a fantastic move. And I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. And I lose to a 10-year-old because I cannot calculate for my life. And that is like the tragic existence. And actually, I quit chess once in my career. And I quit chess because of this. Because I played a game as beautiful as this one. Okay, there were some mistakes, but these were quite concrete mistakes. In terms of a strategical game, it was a really nice game, I thought. And I lost a classical game this way. I traded into a pawn-up, pawn-end game where I was winning. I then blundered it into equal, and then I blundered it into a loss. And I was so upset from this, I actually quit chess for like 6 months. Like, I literally cut everything off except for my lessons because I needed to make some money. But I really hated chess with a passion. And it was because of these pawn end games. And yeah, I lost another one like this, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, Michael, like, what the hell? And the worst thing is, like, in this position, there's not even like an easier way to win it. Like, king g6 is correct. King g5 is correct. b5 is correct. All of this is engine top move. Maybe even engine, like, only move. But I have to find f4. And if I don't find f4, then it's like, forget it. You're going to lose to a 10-year-old. And that's what I don't like about chess. Like, it's just too unforgiving, like these kind of moments. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Yeah, unless you do what Arkham said, which is like win by attacking and win in like 30 moves. And I mean, this is why actually, for a while, I quit this strategical kind of play. Even though I knew it was my strong suit, I quit it because I couldn't convert for the life of me, because as soon as it gets tactical or calculative like this, I would mess up. And the pain of messing up would be so much to the point where I would rather just play an attacking game of chess, go all in. Either I lose because the attack failed, or I win because the attack worked. And that was at least a chess I could live with. But a chess like this is too painful. Like, if you lose this in classical, like, you literally want to jump off your balcony. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, I mean, okay, in a classical game nowadays, I am much better at this. I'm less impulsive. I would find f4. So, okay. And I would probably have calculated f4 in a classical game at this moment, right? Like, I'm not going to just trade queens into this pawn end game expecting to win. No, I would calculate it because it's a pawn end game, right? So I would find this. So it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, it still sucks, man. It still sucks like that. This shit can happen. Anyway, turns out taking on h5 is the answer. Why did I think this was a draw? Also, do I have any food? Let's eat some food while we do this. Let's have some bananas. What are people saying? Yevgeny says, basically I think it was important, but I wasn't scared of playing some messy, interesting positions and didn't just beg for a draw the whole game. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's how you win tournaments for sure. I get to play with white, and his repertoire is quite limited, so I'm familiar with the lines he plays. But he knows sidelines fairly well. I'm an e4 player. Aha. So no King's Indian. What does Mark play against e4? At the time, I was exclusively playing Duretti, so I didn't know. I didn't even bother looking at what he played against e4. Oh, he plays e5, right? He always plays e5. I actually did look at what he played. Because it's always useful to understand the player's full repertoire when you're preparing against them. Oh my god, Keenan coming in with the scripted stage allegations comment. Okay, I'm so interested. So to touch on the scripted stage allegations, on my instruction channel, I get those comments all the time. I only have 600 subs. They target me and call me fake all the time. It's ridiculous, right? It's so ridiculous. Because it's like such a weird accusation. It's like, it's not saying you're cheating. It's saying you're faking. Faking what? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. It's so stupid. Anyway, Keenan, cool that you're a chess instructor. I will subscribe to your channel if I remember. I'll make a note of it here to sub to your channel. I rate everyone who's trying to make an effort with chess YouTube. It's a bit of a grind, so gotta support each other, you know? Okay, yeah, Jenny reckons taking is better. Fast says, do you think I should go toe-to-toe with Mark in a tactical skirmish? I really do fancy my chances in my raw calculation skills, but maybe this take is very foolish. I think you can. I think you can, but it needs to be in a position where Mark has got the wrong end of a stick, because I don't think Mark is going to calculate. He's just going to like intuitively find the best moves. So it's like, if you can find a position where he can slip up, and it's easy to slip up because it's very like hardcore sharp tactical as opposed to like intuitive tactical, then you can get him. But I think you need to find that kind of position, which isn't so easy to just prepare, you know? So GH5, King D7 is the only way to win. Why did I say this was a draw again? Because I said King G6. Oh, King E6 and you go pick up the pawns. What am I talking about? Why didn't I see this? Why didn't I see this? Yeah, it's... I mean, that's my problem, right? I dismissed the line unfairly. Like, I dismissed the line because I saw some, motif where the king comes to f7 and I just didn't... I think at this point I hadn't appreciated that I had this option that I could just gobble up this pawn and go win these pawns or something. I just saw things in the wrong order and I wasn't able to... Yes. Oh, okay, and this is a move, but I think here we were... Wait, actually no, I should have calculated this as well. In my defense, I'm getting tired, so... If we push, they play King f7. This should be bad. So we have to play this. But now this is slightly different. Because now we've got in front of a pawn. If they hang around, they're not going to be able to hang around forever. We're going to make progress. And as soon as they go King g6, we can run. So yeah. Yeah, this is actually shocking that I got this one wrong. I mean, this is actually really, really appalling. This could easily be like a position where you could easily get from any kind of game. And you need to just find this. But okay, that's why we're practicing, right? I mean, you know, if we could get all the answers correct, then there'd be no need to do this. Why is this not the answer? And why is this under defensive moves? Probably because this is a thing. Maybe it's rook g7. I realize I'm not calculating properly anymore, but this is also what happens when like fatigue starts to kick in. Maybe we can go for perpetual here. I mean, we are down like a huge ton of material. I mean, we've also got the cheat that like this is a defensive puzzle. But yeah, if queen g5 is met by queen e6 and we don't have a safe haven for our king, like this meets with different checks, then I think we have to go for the perpetual. Alright, let's go for it. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's not rook g7. I mean, rook d7 is definitely a perpetual, right? I'm not tripping. I mean, if it's not a perpetual, like, I'll eat this banana skin, I swear to god. Like, rook d7 has to be a perpetual, so that means we've got more. But queen g5, queen e6, was I too quick to dismiss this? Maybe the point is the king doesn't have to move. Maybe we can block. I didn't consider this. Shit, we can block. Ah, I didn't even see it as a candidate move. That's my problem. I literally thought that the king had to move. I didn't see we could block. So this is also a mistake that people make with calculation. They try and go too quickly. And then they miss stuff. So once we block, the point is we can hide on h4. But then are we really winning? Now the rook's not being attacked. Now they can play like g6 or something. Like, we might even lose this. I mean, we're so many pawns down, right? Oh my god, queen f6 is a candidate as well. This is why you need to evaluate the position, consider your goals in the position, consider your candidate moves, compare your candidate moves. You don't just impulsively just decide on like a move and then just like lazily go for it. I mean, it's just, it's so trash. It's so trash. It's so difficult as well. It's so difficult. Yeah, I think that line Yevgeny that refuted g5 in the previous exercise was this king f5, which I missed at first. I would have played king f4, king f3 too, if that cheers you up. I don't even know what line you're talking about, Jan. Oh, you mean in my game where I lost to the 10-year-old? Yeah. Terrible. In your game, could I have played king e7 instead of king g6? That's actually a very good question. Let's have a look. I know king g6 was top move, but I don't know if it was the only move. So let's have a look. Oh wait, we're black. Yeah, here king e7. It felt too slow. Like somehow it felt like white's king is gonna get too active. This was my impression. I thought if we come here and we play b5, like this looks really bad. Like I don't even know if we even win this, like, or even draw this. Maybe we're lost, because I think white can put us in Zugzwang, right? Like now we have to make a choice, and white's gonna enter. And with their more active king, I really fear that we're gonna lose this. Let's see if king e7 is lost. King e7 is equal. Oh, this is not lost. Oh, because f4. How does that work? Jesus, how does f4 work? King b6? f3 only move to be better? Like, this is why pawn endgames fucking cursed, man. Pawn endgames is king c6, I assume, yeah. That's actually really nice. So I guess on king a5, you want to go king c5? Wow, c3, this is like the most insane. Yeah, Jenny, you're not finding this. I don't I don't care who you are, you're not finding this. Oh, this is so cool though. Wow. In order to get king c4, because the problem with this is you lose the pawn, right? So you need to basically get the king closer to here while keeping tabs on the pawn. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, so king e7, bad move. Bad move, Jenny. Do I count as chess YouTube? You have chess YouTube, Jan? You have I know you have Twitch, but I didn't know you had YouTube. Have you seen any of the Leela odds bots? I've heard about it on Twitter, but I haven't tried. I haven't tried playing any of the Leela odds. I don't really see the point, to be honest. I mean, like, converting a piece up is good, but like converting against Leela is just like, I don't know, it gets a bit ridiculous in my mind. But I mean, maybe you can convince me. We did not have a fair conclusion yet. Yes, I know. We need to... I still don't know what the answer is here, right? Oh, I stopped at the point of realizing that I actually missed this queen f6. Although now the more I look at it, I realize that this is still a check. This is not anything, right? So, what did I miss here? Is h6 like a really good candidate? But then you've got queen e6, and at the very least you've got taking. God knows, man. God knows. None of these puzzles ever look for perpetual. I mean, this is a defensive puzzle, though. We are 4 pawns down. Oh my god, you have Jenny with the analysis. Let's go. Queen g5. Queen e6. Rook g4, rook d3, king h4, and apparently he thinks there's something here. Because I didn't see a threat except for mate, which can be stopped. I'm missing. Don't see it, don't see it. So what does Yevgeny say? Wait, what? I don't understand. Queen g5, queen e6, rook g4, rook d3, king h4, and after king f8. But yeah, I wouldn't play king f8. I played g6. What have you got after g6? Queen g5, king h2? I just assumed this wouldn't work because of rook d2. Wait, what? What is your plan, Faz? Oh my god, it's a free rook. Oh, I wanna cry. I didn't see that rook t2 was a free bloody rook. How do you see that? I mean, okay, in fairness, I was moving too quickly in the position, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like these things that people find easy just to see that a square is controlled. You just have to trust me that it doesn't come naturally to me. It's like really not easy to see that. And it's kind of probably like a dyslexic person trying to explain why writing and spelling is difficult to someone who doesn't have dyslexia. It's like, it's very difficult to explain why it's a problem, but it just is. And it's like, I have a problem that I can't see that rook d2 is not a safe square for the queen. I don't know. I mean, the queen is already on f4. It's like, I looked at this, I saw this, and this, and I was looking at this, and I was seeing like, okay, rook blocks, the king moves. It just no instincts. No instincts that this is a hanging rook. Ah, Jesus. Man, life is tough. But this is also why, like, this is what I was saying about, like, when you play lots of classical, like, this problem does start to get better. Because it's like, and also, like, when I was in my peak form of calculating, this was when I had streamed 150 days in a row, doing woodpecker method. And yeah, by the end of it, I was actually calculating well, right? Because when you do something enough, like, even if you're bad at it, you're gonna get good. But the problem is, it's not something that sticks for me. And that's the real issue. It's like, I don't know, it's like my speed at which I can become out of shape, like, tactically, it's just like so quickly. And it's like I have to keep it up so bad. But yeah, it's maybe something I just need to do more of. It's like going to the gym or something. Like, people do need to keep going if they want to keep up their gains, right? Like, they can't just like go for 6 months, get all the muscles, and then never go again and keep those muscles, right? You have to maintain it, and that's something which, I mean, I don't go to the gym for that reason as well. Like, if you could tell me that I go to the gym for 6 months, I get a nicer body as a result, and that body will stay, well, fuck yeah, I'm gonna train for 6 months, like, of course. But it's the maintaining it which is the problem. Like, it feels so annoying that you have to put in the work to get there, and then you have to keep up the work to keep it. And I think as a person, I'm extremely minimalistic. I don't like to keep stuff. I don't like to keep up stuff. I like to do things that interest me and not to have to maintain things. So it's like, yeah, it's like having belongings is a level of like maintenance which I don't like. Like, I don't like having to rent somewhere and like deal with like bills and like maintenance of the place and crap like this. I'd rather just like stay in some Airbnb where like these things get sorted, or like, yeah, like personal belongings. Let's say expensive clothing. Like I hate expensive clothing in the sense that as soon as I have something expensive, it's like I care too much about it, and then this actually is a weight, right? I don't like weight. I think that's what it is, and I think it's connected to the fact that I really like to be free and have a lot of freedom. And I think like yeah, tactics and grinding tactics and keeping up doing tactics, this is just like my worst nightmare, because this isn't even just going to the gym and like zoning out and just doing like your reps, which is almost like you can like kind of just like zone out, and that break is actually good for you and it feels good to just have that break. This, you're actually using your brain and you have to maintain this shit. It's like, it's actually so awful. It's actually so awful. But the thing is, it's like, you know, like, if you want to have a good body, you need to go to the gym. And if you want to be a good chess player, you need to maintain this. And it's just like, every single time I have ambitions to, like, get higher in chess, I forget this detail. And every time I, like, have to work on this detail, it comes back to me as to why, like, every time I reach, let's say 2000 FIDE, I'm like, bro, time to just like take a break, because it's like, yeah, to keep this up is just like, it's so rough. It's so rough. Yeah, let's go for the next one. You're right, Alkim. Yeah, let's actually just make sure that Queen G5, King H2 was the answer. See, the engine even gives it like, bullshit, Rook D2. Bullshit, Rook D2. That's the thing, it's like, from a chess standpoint, Rook D2 refutes King H2 if not for the fact that it's hanging. And that's the annoying part, because it's like a tiny detail that you need to spot. And for most people, it's easy. That's the part that pisses me off. I mean, if everyone struggled with this, I wouldn't mind. But the fact that most people find this easy, and when I complain about this, they don't even understand, because it's so easy to them. They're just like, oh, like, you know, like, why is this guy even complaining? It's like, I don't know, it's genuinely a disability. Like I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, let's give this a better shot. I wonder if anyone had any thoughts about my ramble. Michael being just dyslexic. For real, man, for real. If you had visualized, you would have seen it. Maybe I need to like hold that position harder in my head. I mean, I did visualize it and I didn't see it, but it's like, I need to visualize and linger on it longer, I guess. It's important that Queen takes E5 is not a check. I don't know in what context. Diagonal backwards queen moves. I don't know if that's about this puzzle. I haven't even started thinking, so okay, let's just go. In a game, seeing that I'm not getting checked, oh shit, I am getting checked, there's Queen G5 check. I was gonna say I would just play Rook C2 and claim that, yeah, I've got something. But okay, let's actually evaluate. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Knight Bishop, Queen Rook. Okay, I actually need to sleep at some point. Holy crap, it's almost 4 a.m. Should I sleep at some point? Or should we actually go ahead and try and do all of this? I wish I could find out as well, like, how much gains I actually get from doing this. Like, if I could find out definitively by pulling an all-nighter to just do this damn challenge, how much that would actually improve my chess, that would give me motivation to do it. But if it's like, you know, I do all of this and then nothing helps and I should have just slept, then it's like, screw it, I should just sleep. You know? So, okay, let's try beast this one and then I'll decide, because actually I kind of want to sleep before 4 a.m. to be honest. I mean, 4 a.m. is like, yeah, I really screw up the next day if I stay up this late. But at least we tried, right? Like, we put a good effort in now, and maybe I'll try catch up tomorrow. I'll start streaming in the morning. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll wake up and as first thing in the morning, I'll start streaming. And we finish this. Yeah, but I should sleep, Okay. Let's be quick. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3. Okay. Yeah, it's 2 pawns up. Knight versus bishop. Queen, bishop, very attacking. Their queen, knight, very attacking. They've got one check, queen g5. If it's their move, queen g5, are we cooked? Queen g5? Really feels like we're cooked. I mean, king h8, queen h6. I mean... yeah, they've got a perpetual, I think, at the least. So that means probably we need like a check. Also, we are under the topic of defensive moves. Yeah, so the problem with his queen g5 was that basically this happens and knight g6 is really annoying. Although then I can go back to g8 and there's not a mate. Oh, so there's not a threat, which means I actually have time for rook c2 then. Because I don't see any other move that really helps my situation except for this rook c2. And I think there's good coordination here, like it doesn't look like a loose piece. So yeah, queen g5, and this was where I assumed that this was actually, this knight g6 was winning, but actually, now there's no... oh shit, but once I move the rook, the problem is they've actually got rook f8. Fuck. They've got rook f8, and then rook takes, queen takes in this mate. So I can't move this. I can't move this away. Based on this puzzle, this tactic, combination, whatever. What if I play like rook f8? And they give this check, I come here, they give this check, I block, they give this check, and I go back. Oh, well that also sucks. I mean, they can take. I know I haven't looked at my candidate moves properly, I just don't know what to look at. I mean, this check, I don't feel like it does anything. Maybe I need to just visualize it and look at it anyway. Ah, there's some interesting ideas of this check if the knight wasn't here. Also, king h2 looks alright. Maybe we got a check, but don't really get it. The annoying thing is, there's literally no threat on my king right now. I mean, they can get like some initiative, but there's not like a concrete threat. Or was there? I fucking hate this, man. I actually hate this with a passion. They've got knight e7 check. Does that lead anywhere? I guess we can always take. I think we're fine. I wish rook c2 was somehow working, but it doesn't work, right? Here, check, here, here. Okay, I'll be back in like 1 minute. I need to do something real quick. But yeah, I will definitely finish this puzzle. Alright, let's go. Let's go one more. One more attempt at this. Oh god. my notepad just basically started spamming my phone, which has chat, and I can't be bothered to explain. Okay, let's try it. Do this one more time. I'm realizing now that when I go rook c2 and they go queen g5, what if I go king h7 instead? Because there's no queen h6 there. Yeah, like I'm just too impulsive with like assuming things, and I should just look at this because yeah, there's no checks, and that changes everything. Is it literally just that? I mean. I mean, this is also a reason why that people say like you just need to like sometimes get up from the board, or even just look away from the board and then look back at the board, and then it just becomes clear. Because yeah, I don't know why I didn't consider this king h7. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it just wins. Yeah, it's just that. For God's sake. Okay, I didn't see this move. Ah, maybe rook takes, and on knight takes, then we can go bishop takes. But then we've got some problems to deal with still. Okay, this is actually a good move. Rook takes g2, knight takes g2. Maybe pawn takes f3? And if queen takes... Wait, hold on. Rook g2, knight g2. Wait, what am I talking about? Rook g2, knight g2. Yeah, I have to go bishop takes f3. But then they can go queen g6, and I'm in trouble again. Rook f3 is such a strong move, wow. Oh my god. I have no idea. Ah, what about rook g2, knight g2, queen takes f3? Like, why didn't I see that? You understand my problem, right? In this position, rook g2, knight g2, my only two captures on the rook were pawn and bishop. I can't see queen takes. It's like, there is genuinely something problematic in my brain, and I don't know how to fix it. It's like, I mean, this is what Frizz was saying, right? Like, you need to calculate all the forcing moves, even if they're not in your intuition. You need to not even consider your intuition, because as soon as you consider your intuition, and I'm just looking at these two captures, I can no longer see this move because I've already told myself that there's only two captures due to my stupid intuition. So I need to just be concrete and say, what checks do I have? What captures do I have? And forget about this thing called intuition, because then I miss simple wins like this. So yeah, rook g2. I mean, if I can see this move, then I can play it, but I can't see it. I can't see it. So this looks very strong. Because I keep the bishop controlling this diagonal. I stop the checks. I'm threatening mate. What do they do? Let's say they play like knight h4. Yeah, then I can give one check on g3. King f1 is forced. I can then go rook f8. They can't block with the knight without me taking it, so they'd have to move king here, and I'm 1,000,000% sure there's a mate here. Yeah, queen check and mate. It's like it's so bad, right? Like I couldn't see queen f3, and I couldn't see king h7. It's like a real mental block. And yeah, it's like I can do these puzzles and practice it, but it's really not something that improves unless like I'm really focused, dedicated, grinding, playing classical, streaming 150 days of tactics in a row, and then, and only then, it all clicks. But, okay, I think, on the whole, still by training, it has to help a little bit. Like, I haven't reached the point of, like, so much, you know, what's the opposite of, like, confidence? I'm too brain dead right now to think. But, like, yeah, I haven't lost so much confidence to the point where I don't believe that I can improve by, let's say, doing these tactics today. I think, like, even though I only managed, like, I don't know, probably, like, I only managed, like, 15 tactics in this whole time. I mean, that's actually so bad. I only did 14 puzzles. How many hours have I been streaming? I think I've done at least, like, 2.5 hours of this stream for 15 puzzles, which is actually so tragic. Oh, man. Did any of you get this puzzle? Okay, that's nice from Yanis. I just played a blitz game and immediately had the chance to set up a clearance tactic, so our gains are clearly there. Nice. Rook c2, queen g5. We look for candidates, yes. King h7. In 20,000 puzzles on Lichess, I don't remember seeing a perpetual. That's so funny. That's so funny. Slowing down will really make you speed up in the process. You need to learn how to walk before you can run. Yeah, I rate that. Bro forgot there's rook f8 mate. Rook f8 mate. Don't even remember where rook f8 mate comes in. Oh, yeah. The rook f8 mate when I go on king h8. Yeah. But yeah, we got it. We got it in the end. But holy crap. 14 puzzles with 3 mistakes in like 2.5 hours. Like, how many hours have I done? Is there any way I can say? Oh, 2.5 hours. Oh, God. 120, 150. Yeah, so we basically average 10 minutes a puzzle. Which is pretty bad, I think. But okay, it is what it is. We have to start somewhere. And tomorrow, I'm going to stream again because I really want to. I want to finish these. God damn it! Like, wait. Actually, did we do? We only did 4 of these, right? Fuck it. Let's do one more. And then we'll sleep. At least let's finish 5 of all of these, and then we'll finish the others tomorrow. Like, I swear to God. I can't believe I've only done 14 puzzles. Like. But I guess they're pretty hard. They're honestly pretty hard. And I guess that just shows that I'm lacking practice. I mean, intuitively, I'm just gonna take here and then play for this. That would be my game plan. I mean, why does that not win, actually? If I take and take. I know this is the wrong way to calculate. I'm so done with my life. Bishop f6. It's really not easy. Like, there's queen c7, and again, we can have like a repetition, but apparently repetitions don't exist on Lichess. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Alright, let's do it properly. Oh, God. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're an exchange and 2 pawns down. Also, I have to say though, Arkham, what level are you? Like, what rating? Because I don't think I've actually done 20,000 puzzles in my life. So maybe that's a difference, right? Like, if I've actually solved 20,000 puzzles, then maybe I would be stronger at tactics. Or maybe I have done 20,000, but I don't think I've done much more than 20,000 when thinking about it. Like I'm including like all the tactics I've done in my life. I don't think I think it would be close. Maybe like 10,000. I don't think I've done 20,000 puzzles. I was trying to think if we can change the move order, like take once and then play rook here. But then they can just drop back, right? That's the problem. Oh man, I'm so cooked right now. I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay, candidate moves. Candidate moves. Let's start. Bishop f6 is one. Interference. Taking, of course, is one. This I didn't even see, so this is definitely one. Maybe pushing the pawn. But no checks, and this is the only capture. Okay. So we had a go at this one, and we didn't see it. They could give a check. Although in fairness, what does the check even do? Like, what if we were to just move the king somewhere? I don't know where's productive. Nah, it doesn't really work, right? Because on queen f7 check, let's say king g1. And let's say they go like queen f5 because they want to start giving us a perpetual. If we go rook b7 check, king g8. Yeah, we don't have a way to like force them back to h7 because then you like rook b8, we go king f7. I don't see it. Yeah, so let's consider our other candidates. What if we play this? Now, to be honest, they can always sack the exchange at the very least, and they're still 2 pawns up. So I don't believe in that. Bishop d6, I mean, maybe the problem is as well, like we're not getting enough back. What do they play here, actually? Bishop d6 is quite annoying. Yeah, what do they even play? Okay, let's say they just play like queen g7 or something. The problem is if we take here, then they can take back with the rook, and they're probably better. Yeah, queen g7 is annoying. So what other ideas? I mean, pushing the pawn, like, I don't know. Maybe pushing the pawn actually works because of this. Then I just thought about like trying a queen or something, but maybe that makes sense. Yeah, so what do they play here? That's actually incredibly annoying. Maybe they play like queen e8? But then we can go rook b7, and even if they block, then we can take. So on c6, queen e8, rook b7, they need to block with this rook. I mean, it looks promising, but it also doesn't look winning. Am I cooked, guys? Like, is it normal to spend this long on these puzzles, or am I actually like really bad right now? Like these are tough. These are tough, right? I'm not going crazy. But why is this like rated as a 2350 puzzle? I mean, like I felt like 2350 puzzle was simple. Like, I'm not I don't understand. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't want to check in chat if anyone's got it, but I don't understand. Is there a way I can avoid the perpetual somehow? If we get this? Is there somewhere I can put my king or something? The problem again with bishop f6 is there's queen c7. Unless we're gonna just repeat. Which honestly at this point I would take. I'd take a draw. I'd really take a draw. I can't see a way to avoid the perpetual in this line. Like in this line where they give a check and I move the king somewhere and I avoid a perpetual. Now let's say king e1, queen f5, rook b8. Is this a draw? Queen e4 check. King here. Okay. King c3. Queen e3, king b4. Queen d2. Yeah, there's no way I'm so not allowing a perpetual here. You know what? I'm gonna take the draw. I'm gonna... Are you serious? Is it just gonna be this and then... But why would they... I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I mean, bishop f6, queen c8. Oh my god, we can play c6 now! Ah! Bishop f6, queen c8, c6. Does that work? If queen takes c6 though, rook b8. But then they go queen c2 check. And I think we're in trouble. Unless we go king e3, queen c3, king f4. Oh my god, and do we actually avoid the perpetual like this and come out? Like, that's ridiculous if we do. No, I don't think we do, because look at this. c6, they take, we go rook b8, they give us check, we come here, give us check, come here, give us check, and then they give us check. And that's even checkmate. And this is how you lose a game of chess, like, holy crap. So, what the hell am I supposed to do? So one of these king moves is not a perpetual. Is that what it's saying? Is it really king g1, queen f5, rook b8? Queen g4. I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, to me, these feel like 2700 level puzzles. Like, what the hell is this? I mean, how hard can this be? There are literally, like, 8 candidate moves, 7 if you don't count blundering a bishop for nothing. I guess 7 sounds like a lot, but it's like... I don't understand. I'm surely not avoiding the perpetual on both lines. Can I get away with like king e2? Queen f5? No, let's go king e1. King e1 has to be an improvement. Queen f5, rook here. Check here. Check here. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. Bishop f6, queen c8. There must be something. c6 feels like the only try. Queen takes c6, rook b8. Queen c2. Nah, it's not work. Okay, has everyone left the chat or is everyone struggling? Okay, the chat didn't update for me. I apologize. I don't know how long chat's been busted. Okay, so let me catch up on what you guys are saying. Oh, I've missed out on a lot. I just thought people just dead with this as well. When I see something like this where it's obvious that we can't let white check, I find the forcing moves which maintain the construction. Wait, this is actually a good comment. Let me try and understand this. When I see something like this where it's obvious that we can't let white check, maintain the construction so that everything comes to tempo and there's no counterplay. Yeah, it makes sense. I think for me, I had a problem more of just like seeing the candidate moves, but maybe this one, like, clearly I'm not seeing the right idea. Keep repeating it until it becomes a habit. Yeah, the habit is a good point. The problem is, like, I think it's hard to have habit when you have less structure in your life. I don't think I have enough structure to build healthy habits. I don't know, it's tough. It'd be really cool to have a book with positions in which you don't know whether you have to calculate or find a strategic idea. That does sound cool. Oh, Arkim says, perfect your chess. Never heard of it either. We did the whole woodpecker in one day back in the days? Ah, Arkham says something between 2250 and 2300. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm not surprised going by these comments. In these 20k, there are many mate in 2s and 3s. Aha, I see. To be fair, I need to solve more mate in 2s and mate in 3s probably. Then I did the Stappen method, block, and woodpecker method. I haven't even heard of the Stappen or block method. So okay, I guess, like, you know, this training pays off. I don't see anything wrong with taking on f2 either. Over the course of 12 years. Okay, Arkham says has to leave. Oh, it's been a great time, Arkham. Really appreciate like all of the comments and joining. Yeah, have a good night. And sorry, yeah, I couldn't reply to you in time. Like, the chat didn't update, so happens. Right, happens on a lot of chess tempo to puzzle can be low ratings, I guess easily. Yeah, exactly. Moving the king allows queen f5, which allows perpetual, but bishop f6, I can't solve queen c8. Like, I don't know what we do there. Oh, is it just so slow? That on queen c8, we literally just move the king somewhere, with the threat of just going back, with the point that now queen f8 doesn't come with check, now we can play rook b8. That is ridiculous. I think that's just it. I thought that was so smart. I thought bishop f6, queen c8, we just move the king. There's no constructive moves for black. We just put the bishop back on e5, we play rook b8, and we win this damn game. Because on bishop f6, queen c8, and we go back, in this position, they don't have time for like king g8. Oh, they do have time. I thought we could go rook b8 and skewer, but our bishop is now on f6. Are you kidding me? So maybe we need to take the perpetual, and there's like one move that's like better to take perpetual and all other moves lose. I don't get it. Oh man. What? What is this? Yeah, no. View the solution. King e3. And this is a 2350 puzzle? Yeah, gotta avoid the impulsive moving, but the thing is also, Yanis, I have no idea what else to think. I don't understand why King e3 is correct. Queen f5? Queen f5, rook b8, or what? Rook b7 is working, but I don't see why. So queen f5, rook b8. There you go, queen e4 check. So what? King d2 or king f2? I feel like king f2, they can just go back queen f5. So king d2. They go queen g2. And how on earth is that not a perpetual? Wait a sec. Queen f5, rook b8. Check here. Check. King e3. But then no, they just go back check. Do you guys understand why king e3 is correct? Like, I genuinely have no clue. King e3 restricts the black queen the most, and therefore is the only way to avoid perpetual. But how? Queen f5? How are you avoiding it? Must be king f2 then. This is the most ridiculous 2350 puzzle I've ever solved in my goddamn life. And no, this has to be a perpetual. I refuse to believe that it's not a perpetual. King gets to b4. Welcome Baddy to the stream. Baddy, are you Demetrius? You're not Demetrius, are you? I feel like I've asked that question before. But welcome to the stream. Run to a5. You have got to be kidding me. I calculated that earlier, and I thought it didn't work. So hold on a sec. Queen f5. Here. Check. Also, screw this puzzle for ending here if you have to run to a5, because screw that. Like, you don't end the puzzle here. This is ridiculous. Okay. Played 21 times. No wonder. No wonder. It's got a sample size of 21. It's bullshit. So queen f5. Rook b1. Check. King d2. Check. King here. Check. Just king b4. And there's no checks. What? So when I tried to solve this with king e2, it didn't work because queen f5, rook b8. Queen e4, king here. I went check. I also did the same. I also missed this. Holy crap, you just go to b4, but why is this one not winning then? If queen f5 and here. Oh, because you can give like this, probably. And check that way. Ah, this is again like, I guess like my calculation going too quickly and then messing up because... I think that, yeah, that's the point. Wow. But yeah, I should see this as well. I should see this. I should just calculate far enough to this point, but for some reason, I wasn't able to... I think I didn't have the confidence in the line, which also then leads to me calculating with prejudice, which is something that you shouldn't do. Ah, fuck. Like now I see it doesn't look that difficult to understand. But now, honestly, this puzzle... Maybe it is just a 2350 puzzle I'm just cooked. To be honest, it's probably not even that hard. Like, the perpetuals simply run out. It's really... not that ridiculous. Yeah, it's just being better at calculating, I think, because it's like I had the right idea to avoid perpetual, I just couldn't see how. But I think I needed to have more faith that there was a way, and I just couldn't have the faith. Yeah. Try to see why not King E1 or King E2. So King E2 was because there's this check here. King E1, let me try and understand. So in this position, if King E1, if Queen F5 and Rook here, say if you give a check here, but this leads to the same thing. So King E1. Difference is you can put the queen on F3 probably. And I think that's just really strong, because then you can start giving checks like this. You can run, go back. Yeah, and I think this was where I saw some line where it's like perpetual like this. And even going to A5 didn't help. Because I think maybe I had some like queen check here. I think I saw some line and I thought like getting the king to this side of the board was just completely hopeless. But yeah, it turns out that actually with some precise move orders, yeah, you can actually get it where black can't just like win. Yeah, let's just double check we got those right. So King E1, Queen F3 is the only move, yeah. Crazy. King E2, Queen F5, yeah. And probably Queen C2, only move, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is practice, right? I mean, what we're doing here is really good. So I think if I just practice this more, the problem is it really messes up with my motivation. And I think it's like, that's something I also need to work on. And the problem, these two things don't come hand in hand so easily. So, I don't know. I need to think about it. But yeah, I think we call it a day today. Actually, I mean, today has been a bit crazy because I've already trained like 4 hours doing this Chess for Life book where I was reading at the Chess Cafe here in Bangkok. And yeah, like studying this whole chapter. I read a whole chapter of this, which was really good. I then was like teaching for the rest of the day. And then now streaming, so it's just like I've done a lot of chess today. So I think definitely deserve a rest. Yours is the queen, so this puzzle upsets you. That's really funny. I mean, I think for me, my favorite piece is probably the rook. I feel like it's quite underrated. I feel like the kind of like rook endgame principles are always really fun, like how you make use of the rook. I feel like a rook also leads to a lot of like decisive kind of like moments, like, you know, bring it to the 7th rank or something, or like a sacrifice. It's like, it's quite a fun piece to use, I think. The knights and bishops are a bit too fiddly. The queen is like just a bit too OP and annoying and strong. The king is a bit too weak. Like, it always gets attacked, and pawns are just fucking difficult. So that leaves you with the rook, right? I feel like that's my answer. Yeah, exactly. I think you're right, Giannis. I need to stay positive about this and see the benefits of like the instructiveness of it. Yeah, the rook was the winner. Exactly. Yeah, the rook was the winner. But no, there's no love in this puzzle right now. Like, absolutely just drained and sick that I spent like 3 hours on 15 puzzles. Like, but okay, I mean, if they're hard puzzles, I mean, maybe I should be less harsh. But yeah. Okay, well, on that note, I mean, we'll try and do some more tomorrow. I think I'll try and squeeze in a bit more streaming. I wanna get this done, and I think it's good. I think it is really good. The real MVP is the bishop on e5. Yeah, this is a whole ass debate, like which pieces were important. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm gonna sleep. So, thanks for watching, and adios.